Start stream. What are we gonna do after the stream? Want to go back to work?
Can you answer Jaegers or something?
¿Por qué?
Because he gets
Not mad.
he does the bit that I'm not comfortable. I'm not done.
That's how he thinks. That's how he. You don't understand people. People interact certain ways. Really hard to explain.
Hello, things. Hi. I'm doing good. How are you guys? Hello, did I jump scare you? Surprise. How are you guys doing? Hi. I can hear the glass of lemonade. No, it's water, actually. I had lemonade earlier. I know, never thought I would say eat water. Ew, water, I know, it's gross, but like, I need hydration. My first Monster Hunter game was actually Wilds.
I'm doing all right. Been better. Hey, I'm sorry I can't gift more.
Dude, you don't have to.
Turns out I have a bunch of tumors in my lungs and hospital bills are awful.
Oof, that sounds so rough. I hope that you can get better, and also don't worry about it. Like, for me, the important thing is that you guys have fun, TTS notwithstanding. But thank you very much for the 50. That's incredibly generous. Hopefully, God, that's why I hate, like, doctor anything, because you can go and they can just blink and be like, you're dying. Like,
I'm doing all right. Been better. Hey, I'm sorry I can't gift more. It turns out I have a bunch of tumors in my lungs and hospital bills are awful.
also, like, yeah, hospital bills suck, especially in the States, don't they? Also, don't feel pressured to send me TTSs if you, like, there's no obligation, guys. Only do it if you want to. Like, no problem if you can't. It's just a fun way to interact with the stream. Day 5 for doubling. Dude, it just keeps doing it at the start of the stream. Like, my first TTS or first super gets doubled for some reason, and then it's fine. Hi! But I hope that you can get better, because, yeah, that stuff is rough, and the bills are even worse. Jesus. Yeah. But that, yeah, Wilds was my first Monhong game. I'd never touched the franchise before. Does anyone have an idea how to fix a cracked Bionicle? Super glue? Do you still play Wilds? Nah. I played, like, the base campaign, also known as a tutorial, on stream, and I have not jumped back into it since. Maybe if the expansion is fun, I'll give it a shot. In all your videos on YouTube, I was a horrible week and you made it so much better with your yapping ability. Thank you. I also really like your art. Have an amazing day, you and your editor. Thank you. Both my editors. They're both the tits.
A joke to lighten the pain. Do you think a healthy dosage of gsupps will help? And what flavor?
Well, here's the funny thing, right? Having something tasty to eat or drink almost always makes you feel better, because that's not like... The monkey brain is wired that way, chat. The monkey brain is dead-ass wired to enjoy things. Thank you.
Holding out hope that Guildmar makes an appearance for the G-Rank expansion. I miss being called Doodle by the monster-obsessed lady.
I mean, hopefully they do. Thank you. But yeah, eating or drinking something tasty usually makes you feel better. And I would always recommend lean. It's my favorite flavor. Thank you. I thought our purpose in life was to eat tasty things, if not why bother. It kind of is. It kind of is. Like... Any animal's purpose in life is to fucking keep itself fed. You have 2 purposes in life, okay? As an animal. Eat, reproduce. You eat, you fuck, that's it. That's all your fucking brain is wired for. If you don't need to eat or fuck, then your brain is not gonna want to do anything. That's why humans have overcome this fucking little biological quirk, but that's why we get lazy sometimes. That's why you can stress eat, yes. Stress eating or overeating tend to be trauma responses. Have you found Omega yet? No, I actually haven't done any of the extra content in Wilds. Our brain is wired for a lot more than that. Your lizard brain is not. Believe me, like the lizard brain, the animal brain, is wired for survival, and that means you eat and you propagate the species. The front of your brain, your not lizard brain, that one's the one that makes you smarter than most other creatures. It's why if you lose your frontal lobe, you can stay alive, but if you fucking have damage to the back of your brain, you die.
I was able to make Tsukuna vs Gojo art with you and Jowo last night after I said I would dot alongside a heartfelt note. How should I send it?
That's a good question. I do check my Twitter DMs sometimes, although I don't use them that much nowadays. If you're in my Discord server, you can also send it there, but thank you. That's super sweet. We literally need social interaction, as we always say, because we have a frontal lobe. And that's also part of the fuck thing, fun fact. How Discord? If you're in my Discord server, you can do it, but you have to join through Patreon.
Gojo backshots or Toji backshot?
Gojo, thank you. You should start a community tab on YouTube for art like that. You can do that? I thought your frontal lobe was motor skill. That's a part of it. The front of your brain is the thing that makes you you. The back is the thing that keeps you alive.
With Wilds as your first title, are you thinking of going through the older titles to look over roster and armor aesthetics? The jump from high to G rank usually brings the biggest cosmetic changes to armor.
Not sure actually. Maybe? Thank you. I would recommend Rise for new players. I enjoyed Wilds, believe it or not. But yeah, that's why sometimes you just want to be lazy and do nothing. It's not that you're not productive, it's just that like you're wired for that, but you have to overcome it. Yeah.
I am missing mine. That shit got swiped away after having my head somewhat cut open during a tornado. I don't know where that shit went. But all I know is, I'm more goofier and insane.
You can miss part of it and still be completely fine. That's actually the interesting part about it. Like, if there is damage to your frontal lobe, you might have some personality changes, but you can still be fine. There was a dude who got, like, impaled by a fucking runaway iron bar, and his personality changed completely after, but he was fine. Minor epilepsy, though. Thank you. As a Monster Hunter vendor, and I would say that Rise of Generations Ultimate are the two best games to start someone onto. I will admit that because Wild and World did so well, but it makes me sad to know some people haven't played the older games. The thing about the older games, from what my husband told me, though, is that they were really difficult to navigate. I mean, the Railroad Spike guy. Yeah, that's the one. I'm not bad at hand-holding in the beginning, but that's mostly because I want to explore, damn it. See, here's the thing, though, right? I get that. I completely get that from veteran players. But for new players, we kind of need that hand-holdiness. A little bit.
Still laughing over the fact that we are getting a Waffle House comic from you.
It's on my list. I don't know how I'm going to write it, but it's on my list. Thank you. I'm glad the loading with zones is gone. That's the main thing that Hobby told me he was really glad that disappeared. Because before you would run into him, you would have to change a monster through like a map. And whenever you entered a new zone, it would have to load up, and you wasted a lot of time doing that.
Did you mention epilepsy? Funny enough, I have generalized epilepsy. It's medicated, but still not fun.
At least it's medicated, you know? Back in the day, they would just assume that you were crazy or something, so I'm glad you got that sorted. Thank you.
Gen U is a love letter to the old style, Rise for a fresh experience, World and Wilds as the kind of current iteration of the formula.
Yeah, and like, I think that they've made it more new player friendly, which I think is fine, personally. Like, because they have really hard endgame content and then like middle of the road as you go up for like the ranks. It's not like Nintendo, who lately has been making a lot of games really, really, really easy, which is great for the casual market, but if you like playing more difficult games, you might get a little bit bored. With Mon Hunt, there's like a really good like starter tutorial, which is like the little story campaign, and then you can just do whatever you want. Congrats to Mexico for winning their first match in the World Cup. I am not impressed! The thing about the Mexican team is we do great at first, and then we get cocky like around match 5 and we fucking lose.
Gotta love neuroplasticity. From staying alive after getting brain shanked by a gunpowder tamping rod to recovering balance by using an electrode on a tongue. Brains be braining, yo.
The human brain is a fascinating fucking thing. And like, if you have like damage to your brain when you're young, it's very easy to recover if it's not too severe. It's like bubblegum. Thank you. Some of the games that I like the most playtime in is like the ones that have like low floors and high ceilings. Yep. I think the other fans of Monster Hunter are way too nostalgic. Every video game fan is nostalgic as shit, though. I think at this point, we're, like, feeding on nostalgia to keep the industry alive. Thank God for indies, though. Or at the very least, that's what a lot of the bigger corporations want to do, is bank on nostalgia, because that way they don't have to take risks with anything new. But thankfully, we have stuff like indies that do kind of, like, take more risks. Hi! The Zelda remake was evidence of that. Not necessarily, but I was not expecting Nintendo to... Nintendo's never been the sequel or remake studio for me. It's not a bad thing that they're remaking it right now because it's super old. But here's the thing. They're kind of trapped in a lose-lose loop. Because fans of the original might not like how the new one looks. Because it always happens. Like, I'm just waiting for people to bitch about it later. If they change stuff like art style and story, fans are gonna hate it. And if they don't change anything, they're just gonna call it like a reskin of the old game and they didn't do anything. So it's a lose-lose situation, sadly. They're gonna call it lazy. So I hope that there's a good balance of like change and art style while still like, you know, remaining loyal to its roots. Old man yells at Cloud. It always happens. It always happens. But it's really funny because Nintendo to me has never been the remake studio. That's Square Enix. Zelda fans complain about everything. This is true, though. Nintendo actually has done a lot of new IPs, but a lot of them are failures and get forgotten. Some of them are. Not all of them, but some of them are. We got the Mario RPG remake stock not long ago. That's the thing, right? Yeah, like... As much as I enjoy a good remake, I've been surprised that Nintendo has been making a decent amount of them lately. Every studio's doing that stuff now, though. Yeah, like Star Fox is a 64 remake, technically speaking. We have the RPG remake. About the Thousand Year Door remake. Like, we're starting to fall into the remake rabbit hole a little bit. Keep in mind, they're still doing plenty of other games, so I'm not that worried. But I've never really known Nintendo to be, like, a solely remake or sequel studio. Hell, when Mario Galaxy 2 came out, most people were like, wait, what the fuck? Because no one was expecting it. They were expecting, like, a brand new 3D Mario, because that's usually how they do things. That might have also contributed to the Wii U fucking failing, though, because people would have assumed it was like, oh, it's just another game for the Wii. The remakes are fine so long as it's just a way for new players to play the games on official consoles. Oh yeah, nothing wrong with a good remake. They made a new Mario and Luigi, but it wasn't its best. Yeah, it was a little too hand-holdy. The combat was really fun, but like, it didn't have enough RPG for me. It was still fun. They thought it was just a controller for the Wii. They did. Switch 2 is pretty much a third-party machine. So far, yeah. Which, again, not a bad thing, but not necessarily what I think Nintendo should be doing, personally.
Over 3 years.
Slazzy, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. I think a lot of younger kids don't want to play the old stuff. They don't. But you want to hear something funny? Nintendo and a lot of companies, actually. It's not just Nintendo, because I don't want to put them just in a box, because Disney does this too. A lot of companies are catering to their older audience. They're not, like... It's hilarious, because they're making games that are really easy now. Like, the Yoshi game is not hard. It's tricky to find all the creatures, but the game itself is not difficult, right? But they're catering to their older audience. Like, kids don't play Nintendo games anymore. Like, the percentage of kids that have, like, stopped playing Pokemon is insane. Most people that play Nintendo games are older. Significantly older, which is very interesting. But most companies are doing this. They're nostalgia marketing. Yeah, and again, kids don't usually have money. Older people do. A lot of kids I teach talk about Pokemon, but it's mainly TCG. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, the video game. It's doubling down on their already existing fan base, but here's the problem. Because companies are pretty short-sighted. In general, you know? If you double down on your already existing fan base, eventually that fan base is gonna age out or die, and then you're gonna make no money. Like, most companies don't think about the long term. They tend to think to, like, the next quarter and that's it. Meow. Also known as the Star Wars problem, also known as the Star Wars problem, and now the Disney problem. When they do notice a mistake like that, they tend to overcorrect often far too late. Again, because big companies are like cruise ships. They move really slowly. Not a problem if I live forever. I wish! Yeah, but no company knows how to play the long game, especially the ones that are publicly traded. Except, no, wait, mentira. Steam and Waffle House know how to play the fucking long game. But they're private. They move slow and they break late because they move slow. If I ever have a kid, I'm raising with a Nintendo. Oh, I mean, same here. I'm pretty sure that most of Bean's first games are going to be Nintendo games. Why? They're very beginner-friendly. If I give my fucking Switch with the Yoshi game to a fucking 5-year-old, they're gonna fucking be able to get the hang of it really quickly. Because the point of those games is to kind of like build fine motor skills, and then as you get older and you get better, you play games with a higher skill level. How much do you think the Steam machine is gonna cost? Oh, you mean the GameCube? Hard to say. Like, if it's basically the same as like a gaming PC, $800 at minimum. It's not gonna be cheap. But the problem is public trading. Public trading in itself is not a bad thing. Hubby tried to explain it to me yesterday. Because, like, in theory, the concept of public trading is great, because that way, if you're having, like, someone who's causing a lot of trouble for the company, like the CEO is, like, an idiot, the board of directors can just kick them out or buy out their shares. Stuff like that. The problem... Actually, babe! Babe, can you explain? Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I remembered. It's because the problem is the infinite growth mentality. The every quarter we need to make more than last quarter mentality. That's what's fucking over publicly traded companies. Because it's because of that shit that quality has been decreasing across the board because they're cutting costs. That's the reason there's so many mass layoffs, because they would rather just fire employees to keep their profit margins up. In theory, a publicly traded company is a good thing. The problem is this, like, hyper-capitalist mentality of if you're not growing, that's terrible. You're stagnating. No, it's called stability, motherfucker. Like, what people should see it as is, hey, the company's in the green, we're making money, that's awesome. Unfortunately, though, that mentality has changed to immense greed, and if you're not growing every quarter, you're fucked. That's the problem. Because the concept of a company being owned by several people, several groups of people who own shares, it's not a bad idea because it can do like a system of checks and balances with a bunch of people. It's more democratic that way. The problem is the mentality. Stability, there's nothing wrong with stability. Like, I will tell you this, chasing endless growth will fucking end up in your detriment. Look at what happened to Bishojo. Like, that company collapsed because it was just trying to go way too big, way too fast. You end up spending money you don't have, and treating your employees worse and worse, and decreasing product quality in trying to chase that ridiculous amount of money, and then you just eat shit. Stability is better. Gun run with the money. They're never gonna be able to sue that guy. But we need more money, we need to make more. That's the problem. They also just did steal from talents. They took a lot of merch money and stuff too, yeah. But that's not that they take it. Like, let me explain. Okay, I know about how stuff like this works. Like, it's similar to the most music industry. What record labels do, right, is they have a ton of talents, right? Let's say one Taylor Swift makes enough money to keep, like 10 other smaller artists afloat. Like 100 small artists afloat, okay? And that's what Bishojo was doing. Bishojo was basically using their money from their biggest talents, which Iron Mouse being an example, because everybody else was like kind of leaving by then, to float their other talents. You're basically reinvesting in talent so that eventually that talent will give you returns. You start with like one big one and then you hire more. And the ones that you hire, you pay them with the money you get from the big one. And then once they start making money, eventually maybe the hope is that you're gonna get another big fish. But you're not making money from the smaller content creators or let's say like talents, right? You're making money from the big one. The hope is that by reinvesting that money into the smaller talents, one of them at least is going to blow up. It's the same thing that happens with the music business. Now the problem is, and this is actually an issue with the music business, this is why the music business has these insane contracts where the company keeps like 80% of your profit and you only get like 20. Why? They need that 80% to reinvest into other people. Now, in smaller content creator companies, if the split is anything less, and I know that this sounds bad, if the split is anything less than 70-30, 70 being to the company's gonna go under in a few years.
Will you or have you review Kamen Rider designs?
I have not. I'll think about it though. Thank you. Or if other talent is big, which is statistically not going to happen. So that's why the contracts in the music business are so predatory, and that's why with content creators like VTubers and stuff, if you're a corpo, I don't know how those contracts work, but that's why they might seem predatory to a lot of people.
Bishojo being the dark horse Uma and speedrunning tanking their reputation, then imploding faster than any other corp could even dream of. Including Kurisanji was not on my 2026 bingo.
Yeah, and it does happen. In fact, I think that HoloLive is starting to show the same signs of stress, if that makes sense.
IMO, the key issue is the insisting on returns in the form of stock price, instead of dividends. Once upon a time, stocks were a source of passive income through profits being disbursed as dividends.
I hate people buying companies, stripping them then escaping with profits. It keeps happening, just buying things then making them worse and bailing.
Again, capitalist mentality. Thank you, by the way. Didn't Callie go on strike because she was getting fed up with some corporate shit? Yes, she did. And again, HoloLive is starting to show those signs of stress that they don't have enough money to spend. And if a big talent, like Mori Calliope is one of their biggest names, leaves the company or goes on strike, they eat shit for that. Because the bulk of the money that they are making is from those really big names. That would explain why HoloLive slowed down introducing new talent. That would also explain why they're basically cutting funding on the guy side of HoloLive too. But that's kind of how it works. The same way that the music industry works is that you reinvest in your talent, except a lot of these content creator companies have contracts that are way more fair to the talent. Now, that is amazing for the talent, but, and big bug, you cannot hire that many people if you do that. If the contract is not quote-unquote exploitative towards the talent, and I'm not saying it should be, I like it when things are 50-50 or more, a little bit more toward the talent, you should not hire that many people. But the way it's set up means that it's going to be like that. That basically you're using the big moneymakers to fund the little moneymakers and hope that the little moneymakers will become bigger moneymakers. And that's just like a basic intro onto how a lot of these corpos and things work for entertainment across the board.
Meanwhile, in the VTuber space, FaZe Connect's CEO looks for the most unhinged talent and goes, yes, you will do fine here.
That's why they don't introduce new gens very often. They have to do that shit periodically. And that's why, if you're a smaller content creator, thank you very much for the super, going corpo is a good thing. If you are more established, it's better to stay indie. And that's why a lot of the girly pops in Bishoujo, once they were way more established, they actually left the company. Because they were like, why is Bishoujo taking so much money from me when I could be making all this money by myself or with my own manager?
Hi. Hope you're having a wonderful day, Lily.
I am,
Smiley
thank
face
you.
emoji.
Thank you. So it's a problem of financial planning, essentially, yes. It's financial planning that they don't really, like, think of long term, and they think that the money's gonna keep pouring in because they still have those big talents, but if those big talents leave, they're fucked. And the same thing would happen with the music industry if their contracts were not predatory as shit towards the talent. Yeah. Unlike Bishoujo, when Hololive goes under, only 2 members will keep their VTuber model. It's very unlikely. I don't even know if Hololive is going to go under, but they were showing signs of stress a few weeks ago, yes. Yeah. I just learned Flork's new industry. Fun fact, King Meg, one of my friends, actually does artwork for Flork. He's, like, in their agency. I think, but, like, he's doing artwork mainly. yeah, it's Sock's agency. The healthy way to do it is planting a forest, water a tree so it can feed you later. Don't just rely on a single plant. Yeah, you basically have to, like, expand, wait things out before you introduce new people. The problem is that companies don't like that because that's really slow. You can't expand very quickly like that. The best thing to do is, like, hit it big with one talent and then invest in a ton more, but that's risky. If you want all of your talent to be big eventually, you have to invest in them a ton. That's why they had so much merch. That's why they did a ton of concerts. They had a shit ton of advertising. It was basically trying to reinvest in the company. And in Bishoujo's case, they ran out of money. Which is why, unfortunately, none of the talents who are unfortunately, I'm not going to say swindled, but who used to work with Bishoujo, they're never going to see a cent of that. Sadly. Hi! Drake, thanks so much for the super. Isn't Socks the one Zen joined? I don't know if Zen has joined anything because I don't really keep tabs on a lot of VTubers. I just know about, like, the big news in general. The CEO really vanished into the ether, huh? Yeah, he fucking bolted. For me, honestly, I would only join an agency of something if I had full control of my IP and if the contract was fair. Because I enjoy being indie way too much.
Do you plan on playing older title Monster Hunter games? Also, I send the Prev super chat on accident, lol.
Oh my god, it's okay, don't worry about it. I might want to play the Monster Hunter story games. I do think that those are cute. And, like, they have good character designs from what I hear, so maybe. Thank you. I just want to meet people, and having to be successful feels like a requirement. Depends on what circles you go to. Like, it is difficult, I will say this much, to get to know content creators that have a larger following than you. Because, and Joel told me this, they're very, like, they're like scared cats. But, like, here's the thing, right? You can know a content creator that has a big following offline. You can be, like, friends with them, you can chat. However, when it comes to making content, that's part of their business. That's why they're a little bit more cautious of who people work with. Because if you take a gamble on someone, and it bites you in the ass, you eat shit for it. That's why it's really tricky. But there's really nothing wrong with trying to be friends with content creators just for the shit of it, for offline. If you want to make content with them, that's where things tend to get a little bit dicier.
There is a MH Stories anime, but it's very weird.
I believe that, actually. Thank you. Joel basically forces you to go outside and make friends. Yeah, he grabs me by the scruff of the neck and yeets me at people. The worst part about being in an agency for VTubers like Niji Sanji was that once you graduated, you had to give up the IP you had of the VTuber in question, making it having to start from square one for those who want to continue their career in VTubing. Unless you're very big. Unless you're very big, because Doki Bird was able to come back relatively quickly and with a lot of success as indie because she was already really well known in Niji Sanji. Joel is great. Joel is like the grumpy dad of the friend group. I remember that he showed up in chat to tell you about a play that, yeah, he just grabs me and throws me at people. And like, I'm gonna fucking try and bring Tricky back because she was a delight. Yeah, exactly, and she had Doki Bird before Niji, so she had something to fall back on. Rain Penrose was able to keep her ID when she left Idol Corp. Yeah. Damn you, Lily, I had to go get Waffle House for dinner after yesterday's stream. I can't even go! You can't just make grits with cornmeal. I looked it up. You need, like, actually something called grits. Where the fuck am I gonna find that here? Carrefour? Like, I wanted to try making some with, like, bacon and something, and, like, I can't buy grits anywhere. Import it? Maybe. Maybe I'll just buy some from the States. I'll just ask to be like, I'll just be like, Wave, send me some. You can make it. How do you make grits?
Lily, do you think you will ever try Voidling Bound? It just released and it's about taking weird little creature and messing with their genetics. Sorta like Spore, but more adventure-based third-person shooter than survival-based.
I might actually have a key for that. Sometimes devs send me keys to try out, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Thank you so much for the sub. Grits is just ground corn. Oh. The closest you could probably find in Europe would be plain polenta. Probably polenta.
Send Lily to Waffle House sub goal when.
I can't go to the States right now. I have a baby. That's not done baking yet, but still. Wait till Bean is printed. Hubby doesn't want to travel with a baby.
Sui Say will keep her model because she was one of the few to keep their model from their solo stream before joining Hollow Live.
Some of them might be able to keep their IPs. I don't know if Callie could keep hers or something happened, though. Thank you.
Dairiku is a great example of an artist and indie VTuber too. Also, I know the chat blooms are in this chat somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not the only one. Like, I'm an artist, and I was well known for that before I became a streamer, and now I'm a streamer also. Thank you.
Food lore. Grits mixed with sugar has a big stereotype of being used to burn abusive husbands, boyfriends in real life and in media.
Oh, Jesus. I kind of want to try it with, like, butter. Speaking from experience, why would you want to come here? International travel to the US is a terrible idea. Well, it's mainly I would go to Mexico because I want to hang out with family, and then I might hop to the US. Maybe if I had a convention to go to or something. Like, I want to put butter in it and maybe bacon. Butter is a standard ingredient for grits. Yeah, I want to try it. Or sausage. Ooh, I do like sausage. Never say that grits and polenta is the same thing. Either will be blood. Oh, I know, but polenta is like the closest thing I could get here. Sausage. I love sausage. We know. Eh, BB. Give me that good sausage, BB. Do you and hobby enjoying Mexican artists or bands? There's a lot of Molotov in my iTunes. There's a song, I don't know if it's Molotov or another band, that has a lot of slurs in it, mama. And it's catchy. Well, sorry, albures. Which one was that? Was that Molotov? Yeah, it's Molotov. Sing it. I cannot sing that shit. I would get banned immediately.
I'm curious. With the Jade Shadows Constellations Tuesday, usually around 5 p.m. plus 1 time zones, are you thinking of playing it this week? Or are you gonna let a backlog of stories come out first?
I'm probably gonna get a little bit of a backlog before I go back in, I think. Because if I'm gonna play Warframe right now, it's gonna be to, talk to people in the Hex and in the Triad. How good are you singing? Decent, but that's not a song you sing. That's a song you belt out and get banned for. Like, if you're Mexican, you probably know which one I'm talking about, but, like, it's an older song, so who knows. One Molotov song is basically just saying the Spanish version of the F slur constantly. The one that, like, it's super catchy, it's about, like, an American fighting with a Mexican, and, like, there's a slur for Mexican people specifically that gets thrown around a lot. Fuck it, I'm Mexican, I can say it. Like, they liberally use the word, not using it as a slur against anybody, Twitch or YouTube. They liberally use the word beaner, which is a slur. So, yeah, it's the type of thing that, like, you should not sing out loud in front of anybody ever. It involves beans. Yes, it does. Yeah. I'm Mexican, I can say it. Yeah, you should not sing that in public, like, ever. And the worst part is that the song is catchy as shit. And sometimes it comes up in our music player because we have it on random, and it's like, why the fuck did you have this? And hubby's like, because I have a lot of Molotov in here. I did not know that one. Yeah, no, that's actually a slur, fun fact. But baby's name is Bean. Yeah, but, like, you add the hard R, and then it's a slur.
Ever play Cassette Beasts? It's a monster tamer game, but instead you become the monsters to fight. Heavy 80s 90s style, and has just announced the sequel.
I've actually never tried it before, but maybe I'll check it out. Thank you. Alright, let's get to that segment, shall we? I drank to word and I literally drank my water. What, Lily? Oh, I was talking about a song from a Mexican band that liberally uses it. Wait, that's a slur? Yes. Against a Mexican person? That's a slur, yes. Alright. So. Today I want to talk about Monster Hunter. Now, you might be wondering, Mon Hunt, Lily, didn't you already review all the armors and also all the cats? Yes, yes. But I want to talk about something specifically because it's something that I've actually kind of noticed with Capcom across the board, and I want to see how Monster Hunter did it. So, the other day I was looking through the concept art of Diana from Pragmata. Actually, let me bring it up. I was looking through the concept art of Diana from Pragmata because the art style for the concept art is fucking precious, right? Let me just show it to you guys. Yeah, I haven't reviewed all the armors, but I reviewed, like, all the basic ones, if that makes sense. Cass, I did a video of the Palicos, yes. Our daughter, yeah, the baby girl. So, because I think it was the day, yeah, it was the day that, like, her VTuber model came out, and that was kind of like, had, like, an AI filter on it. And then I saw, because the discourse around Diana was, like, still sizzling, flaming hot about how the character in the game itself looks kind of like Uncanny Valley coded because it's kind of giving toddlers and tiaras. And I thought, why is that? Because I saw the concept art for Diana, and in the concept art, she looks her age. In the concept art, she looks baby. In the concept art, it looks like a cute kid, but that's it, just a kid. Look at this. And then I was like, okay, what the fuck happened, though? And then I realized, wait, it's probably the engine that they used to make 3D models that kind of fucked with her face and gave her a bit of Uncanny Valley, because in 2D, she looks like a baby, a kid, a child, okay? Little girl, adorable, right? And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, has that happened with other Capcom properties? So I sent hubby and Spanish out on a wild goose chase to get me the concept art, the 2D concept art for the characters in Monster Hunter Wilds, because I want to see the differences between how Capcom conceptualized these characters and then how they looked like in-game, because fun fact, taking a character from 2D to 3D has its own hangups and challenges, and I want to see basically, did they fucking measure up or is it chopped? Because most of the characters in Mon Hunt look beautiful, but I want to see what they look like compared to their 2D concept art. So without further ado, let's do it. So we start with the male hunter. The male hunter, you don't see a ton of their face because this is a character that's like customizable, but I can already tell you that the level of detail in the armor for the male hunter and the one in the game do match pretty well. It's from a 2D artwork perspective, I love how angular his face is. And there's like a lot of really nice weight to his clothing. It's draped really well, it frames his body really nicely, because here's the thing, when you're making an illustration, there's a far more bit of intent that goes into it than making a 3D model, because with a 3D model, yes, you can use intent, but a lot of times in games, they reuse assets. So you have to like think about how you're gonna do stuff like that carefully. So for like the base look for a character that's basically customizable, I love the concept artwork for this. It's gorgeous, the armor is super pretty. The shape language and silhouette is very nice in general. Their face is super angular, but still really anime, right? Because that's the thing. Capcom has a stylized way of making humans, and the concept work they make is almost always like a pure anime art style. It's fucking gorgeous, though. John Monhunt. Yes, this is literally it. They also show some breakdowns of how, like, his shoes work, his gloves, like, his outfit and weapons in general. You know, basic, all that good shit, basic goodies. And I like it because it kind of shows how clothes drape on his body and the kind of build he has. Probably one of the most detailed first armors for Hunter from any game. It is very detailed, I will say this much. But it's a very fun set. Like, it's well-balanced asymmetry. The hood is really nice. The jacket, it's kind of like getting caught in like his tool belt in the back. So there's some like really nice movement there. The boots are really slick. He does look like an experienced hunter. You don't look like a yee-ass nobody in this one. And in 2D, they show that really well. Like, the experience shows on the person. So now let's see how they took this concept and they made it in 3D. Okay, I will say it's a really faithful recreation. Now, there's obviously some changes, especially in the color of the coat and the weathering of the coat on the bottom. But for the most part, I do think that they managed to capture the vibe of the concept art. Obviously, we can't see all of his face. These are, like, very much build the bear, build your own bitch characters, like... But he does have a very nice angular jawline. I've seen Mon Hunt characters before that have really big eyes. The weapons look basically up to par. They look even better in 3D, I would say. And I just like how they balance the armor. If anything, my only, like, eyebrow raise is that the colors are more muted. But this happens often. When you're playing with in-game lighting and for 3D models, it's not the best idea to burn out your player's retinas. And the blue that was in the concept art might have been a bit much for this armor set in particular. So I'm not mad at the mint green, honestly. The beard is added, but again, remember that John Monhunt is build a bitch, so you can just make whatever you want. So it's really interesting that they managed to capture pretty much every bit of detail in the concept art. Like, the belt is folded in the same way, the toolkit and, like, on his belt is the same. He has the medallion, he has the quilted fabric. If anything, they managed to add more texture, which makes sense, considering the fact that 3D does allow for stuff like that with relative ease. His jacket, though, is not as snatched. Like, with clothing physics, it's really difficult to make stuff that, like, really has, like, really snatch waist and shit like that, because it requires playing with very specific colliders, and considering the fact that you're changing armors throughout the game, it kind of makes sense that they might not always make them as, like, skinny waist as they do in the concept art. It still has a really nice silhouette, though. It still has really broad shoulders, and it still, like, really plays well with the bits of asymmetry that the character has in the concept art. So John Hunter looks pretty good in 2D and in 3D, I would say. Gorgeous. I would prefer the color on the left one, in my opinion. A lot of people probably would have, but remember that when you're fucking with, like, actual in-game lighting, some colors might not work that well. So that was our main character. Female Hunter, girly pop. Dude, ugh. I actually love the starter armor you get as girly pop in Mon Hunt. And I also love that you can see different hairstyles for girly pop in Mon Hunt, like hair up, hair down, short hair. Like, they were playing around with this. And you'll notice that, like, the faces are anime as shit. And they also simplify the faces and the hair significantly when they're doing concept artwork like this, because you don't need every strand of hair here. You need to show the basic shapes and silhouette, and again, the quilted armor is really nice. I love the little detail on the skirt that has, like, a little, like, pleats there. It's a nice little flirty detail without being half a skirt. Learn things, Umas. Learn things. Genuinely, for fuck's sake. The boots look really cute. She does not have her weapon on her the same way that the male hunter did, but she has, like, an outline that kind of, like, puts it to scale. That blonde one kind of looks like Anne. A little bit, yeah. But the main thing I like is that it shows the difference in builds, that the femme hunter is very clearly girly pop, right? Because, like, Elden Ring, I love you. Elden Ring, I love you, but, like, your girly pop body is basically just slightly more narrow shoulder man with boobs. Like, Elden Ring, the faces, beautiful. You did great with the face customization, but you gave me body A and body B, and that was it, and that annoyed me. At least with Mon Hunt, I can tell when someone is a girly pop and when someone isn't. Although, the armors in Mon Hunt, you can wear both of them if you want to, because, you know, equal opportunity gooning. But I like it because it's basically just the girly pop version of the guy's armor, and they show that shit really well in concept. They also played with color a little bit because it's not as orange on the details in the female hunter. But the main thing I want you guys to pay attention to is the face, because, like, they have very delicate features. It's a FromSoft problem. They pretty much need to just slight morph into the basic model. Oh. And, like, look at her face, please, on, like, the big one. Let me zoom in a little bit. She has very delicate facial features, like thin brows, like very, very, like, thin but very pretty lips. Almost doll-like face, you would say. But she still has facial features. Like, she's not a full anime character. Full anime ones tend to lean a little bit more towards the eyes are bigger, the brows are thinner, like this. And there's, like, less detail on the lips overall. That's an art style thing that for concept art, it works really, really well. But the one I'm going to, like, be comparing it to the 3D model is this face. Because the Mon Hunt people actually do have really nice facial geometry. So let's see the 3D model for Girly Pop Hunter. Now, ignoring the fact that we have a completely different skin tone and hair color here, much like the guy, it's a pretty faithful recreation. The color is more muted, but that's, like, the main thing. The sense of flow is still really, really good. She still has, like, the same boots. If anything, she has, like, more going on here because big weapon. The same boots, the same gloves, the same detail on the skirt, and, like, the little toolkit she has on her belt. The hair is actually really pretty in this because it's a little bit more natural looking. But if you look at her facial features, they did actually manage to convey that very delicate structure that they had in the face in the first bit of concept art. It just has more volume, because, like, when you're working with, like, actual 3D models, you need those things. If you guys ever wondered why, if you're playing Genshin Impact, why from certain angles the character's face looks flat, it's because it is. Anime as an art style has some serious problems with volume. Because the more facial features you have, the easier it is to do a full fucking turnaround of the face. Which is why you have to learn how to draw real faces before you learn to stylize them, fun fact. And with Monhunt, I think that they did a pretty good job bringing the way that they draw faces in concept into the game so far. Because she's still very delicate, it's still stylized, it still doesn't feel quite like a real person, but it matches the graphics really well. This one's a little bit harder to judge, though, because this one's not necessarily a character. Remember, the playable hunters are Build-A-Bitch, so you can make it look exactly like the concept art if you want to. The real judge here is going to be NPCs, which is what we're going to get into, so let's go. The Palico are perfect creatures in every iteration. Like, their 2D concept work is about as unhinged as you'd expect. I love dressing up these little butt fucks. But in general, the Palico are just really fun because they're just like little cat things. They're like basically living chibis. And I can tell you right now that the attention to detail here is probably going to be very recreated very faithfully in the 3D model. Because they're perfect. They're so cute. A cat, a baby. Like, I love them. Their tiny feet, their little paws, the very much like A-shaped fucking like triangular composition, big eyes. They're just really cute. So the 2D artwork just kind of like shows how gesture work more than anything, and a basic rundown of how their first outfit looks, which is very cutesy, very fluffy, much cat. But then in 3D, they look like this. They're so cute! They look even better in 3D, I think. If anything, I think the anime was holding them back on this one, because snouts and anime do not mix. They very rarely do it. Like, his face looks almost flat in this one, and then in the 3D version, he actually has, like, a really nice snout, and he has, like, the little jowls, the really big eyes. Like, the 3D geometry gives them this character a lot more depth than what it would in its 2D concept work. Also, I adore the textures that they use here. Like, they give the wood texture, the fabric is, like, really, like, rough and coarse. The fur is really fluffy. I think that, like, being able to take the concept and iterating on it and making it more in-depth is part of your job as a 3D modeler and texturer, which is something that I've only done once in college. I told myself, never again, mama. Because it's hard. But I do like what they did with the Palico in general. Even though you're useless and you don't heal me until I just fucking popped the potion, dude. Like, I popped one, and then the cat was like, meh, and threw healing at me, and I was like, what the fuck did you do that for? Like, I just healed. But I love the way that the Palico looks in 3D. The color scheme is just as vibrant. The textures look even better, and I like the weapon a lot. Super fucking cute. And I also like that they added a little bit more to their facial geometry. That's actually Palicos in a nutshell. Is it common to have your stupid cat, like, run up at you? Like, you're on the verge of death, right? You're like, heal me, dear God, please heal me. Arkveld is gonna kill me. So you're like, ah, fuck it, I'm popping a potion. You pop that potion, you chug that shit like it's fucking gamer subs, and like your fucking heart is about to give out, and you're like, okay, I can keep the fight going, and then the cat just goes, meh, and throws like healing at you, and it's like, you were literally 10 seconds too late on that, and I wasted an item. How dare you? It happened to me a lot when I was playing like the campaign. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this cat? Every damn time. It's worse with the stuns, by the way. So yeah, that's the Palico. I love you, baby boo, but heal better. Okay. Okay. Here's where shit gets fucking real, alright? Because with NPCs is where I'm gonna see, do you resemble your concept art, or is the face completely different? Alma. Queen of my heart. Okay? Perfect face, perfect body, beautiful hair, incredibly gentle facial features. I love her giant-ass hoodie, her big backpack. I like her little pants, like with her little armor. Alma is basically, Alma's your handler. Let me just triangle her, because she deserves it. Alma is your handler. Alma exists to tell you what you can and cannot gank, essentially, as a hunter. Like, oh, preserve the ecosystem and decimate this species, please. Like, so the thing to note in her concept art is that her face is so delicate. Like, she does have that very straight nose, which is a part of, I think, her core design, which is gorgeous. So beautiful. I love her to bits. The bandana, her ears are a little bit bigger in the concept art, I think, but she has very thin lips, and her brows are very arched. And her skin is a little bit darker, I think. The concept work for Alma just kind of like really helps in breaking down how her whole outfit works too. And she does rely a lot on layers on making her outfit look even cuter than she normally does. Because the big hoodie adds a ton to her silhouette. It makes her look huggable and soft and like very nurturing. And then you see her without it in the concept art, it's like, wow, she's flat. Which is funny because I don't think I drew her flat. I think I gave her sizable booba. Not as big as, hold on, I have to check. Not as big as Gemma, but like I did give her like Baduba, you know? I think it was a weekly, but like, hold on, I have to check. I have to do the check. Was I not faithful to the concept art of Alma because the hoodie was covering the goods? Listen, creative freedom. Does anybody remember what the name of the comic was? Oh god, I have so many. I have so many. Oh no. Guild Affairs, thank you. How do you guys remember that? I don't remember any of that. Guild Matters. Did I give her, like, decently fat? I didn't give her super big tits, but, like, I did give her more tits than what she has in the fucking concept art. My mistake. I did not know that this existed when I first made the comic. Monhunt was more recent. But she has a very elegant body type, and I think that the big hoodie in the concept work does a lot to make her seem very nurturing and approachable. So now let's see what her face looks like in-game compared to this, and how they did. Ooh, it's very different. It's not bad, but we lost that it's not as delicate. Like, the silhouette is still perfect because she still has like a giant fucking hoodie. She still looks super huggable, super soft, really sweet. But her face is drastically different. They don't look alike at all. Like, look. The vibe is there, and that's the most important thing between concept art and, like, actual finished product. But they don't look alike at all. Like, like her nose is a little bit, her eyes are a little bit closer together. Her brows are still decently arched, and that's good. But her lips are huge. Like, the lips are way bigger than what they are in her concept work. Also, her skin is lighter. She went from having, like, a nice kind of, like, olivey skin tone to just being a little bit more tan. Yeah, same outfit, different woman. And again, I'm pretty sure this has everything to do with Capcom's fucking engine. With the way that they do 3D models specifically. Oh, her head is bigger. Look at the size of her neck. Yeah, like, the hairstyle is the same. The glasses are the same, but her face looks so different. But to be fair, Spanish anime necks tend to be thinner. In general, that's a stylization thing. She lost her melanin. Yeah, like, the melanin got sucked out of her body. Like, her skin looked decently darker in the OG. And again, the game lighting does a lot to this. But her nose is probably, her nose and lips are the biggest change. Her nose was pointier. If you guys have actually seen Alma in game, her nose is actually almost downturned. And the main thing is that, like, her lips are really big. Anime lips tend to be super delicate, and you can emulate that. Like, Final Fantasy does it really well. And these are still very stylized people. Like, her eyes are much bigger than an average person's. But the mouth, if they wanted to match the concept work, the mouth needed to be a little bit smaller. Smaller and make her skin a slightly darker. But she's still adorable in both iterations. It's just insane to me how much the 3D models can change the concept work. Even while you're executing the same exact outfit, mama. Or what's supposed to be the same face. It's not. It's not. But she's adorable regardless. Alright, that was Alma. Queen. In fact, I would actually argue that your fucking bags are bigger in game. Like, now, Gemma is a fascinating case because Gemma here is actually drawn in a Western art style. This Gemma has the non-anime toolkit. Let me explain what the fuck that is. It almost looks like a 3D paste that they've painted over. So when you're drawing art styles, right, you have to kind of like pick and choose where you're going to go in terms of bone structure and stylization in general. The more realistic a face looks, the less you're using what I like to call the anime toolkit. I know how to use both because I have learned how to draw both real faces and anime faces, right? And with Gemma, they seem to have taken a bit more of a realistic approach with her concept art in general. She still has really big eyes, like anime, but she has like actual full Western lips, and that's a Western profile. That is not an anime profile at all. Like, her nose is bigger, her lips are fuller, her ears are smaller, she has way fuller brows, and like her face, unlike a lot of anime, has the very subtle dips and divots that like a normal human face has. She's not as stylized in her concept art, but I love looking at it because it just shows so much great weight to her outfit. Like her big glove, offset on the other side by her tool belt, the big goggles, the hair. It's like, I'm so sad that they chopped it off. Like, the Monon expansion is probably gonna be great, but did you have to delete Bald My Baby? Did you have to delete it, Bald My Baby? Because she looked so good with like the giant side pony. We already had a blonde girl with short hair. It was Olivia! The shot of her back is making it a little bit feral. I mean, it's just to like show off her, oh, that is actually how the ponytail works. Yeah. And like okay, so fun fact about concept art, the more you can cram into it, the better. And this isn't even concept work, mama. This is a finalized design. Concept art is like, concept art, at least in its first stages, when you're first doing ideation, that's that part of the process, it is going to look like you puked your train of thought out into the canvas. When you're designing a character, this is actually one of the last steps, fun fact. The first thing you do is like you fucking doodle ideas from everywhere across the board. Every thought that like comes into your brain that you think could fit this character, it goes on the paper. And it also goes on the paper with any previous research you might have had, which in Gemma's case would have been how she looked like in the games before this, because this is actually an aged up character from another Monster Hunter, and with like what they wanted to do with her as a blacksmith. As you refine the process, you start doing stuff like color blocking and adding things, and that's what this is. This is a very finalized concept work for Gemma because it has the final outfit she's wearing, the final color block, and this one actually has shading as well. So Gemma has been approached from a more Western standpoint. Let's see if that has anything to do with the 3D model. Okay, so Gemma actually looks pretty much identical to her concept art. She has a bit of a rounder face, a little bit, but considering the fact that they drew her with Western features, Gemma very much looks like her concept, almost identically. The hair has the same spikes, the eyes have that same vibe, except her lips are, again, a little bit bigger, and considering the fact that we've seen it with Alma and now with Gemma, if we keep seeing lips that are bigger in general, that might be just how Capcom models faces. It's really interesting to see that they actually managed to copy this design one-to-one. Her pants are a bit less baggy, yes, but they still look really nice. And in the concept work, she's not as freckly as she is in the actual game because, like, we have brushes for this as artists, but sometimes it's just easier to just wait till the 3D model happens. Pants are tighter, and the glove is a little bit less bulky, but other than that, the concept is pretty much done one-to-one. And it's really interesting because it really depends on the art style that you're working with, and again, Gemma had Western features, So her having a more realistic face, I call them Western, in reality it's more realistic. A more realistic face on the 3D model and the face that she has in her final concept, they don't look that different. And it's because they were approached in a very similar art style. And that's what you have to try and do when you're designing characters that you want to translate into 3D. You have to think about, how is this face going to look like with volume? I think with Alma, they did not quite think about it as much, or rather, they didn't have, like, the parameters from the character creation screen, which I'm pretty sure is how they used to make a lot of these. So Alma has a very different face in concept than what she has on model, and Gemma doesn't. Gemma has pretty much the same face. If anything, the main change, I think, is that her eyes are a little bit droopier and her lips are a little bit bigger. She looks a lot softer in her 3D model than she does in her concept art. And she's just so pretty. Gemma is the fucking queen of my heart, mama. Okay, moving on. We're getting to the men, okay? Fabius, if you look at this concept work, his face is also drawn very realistically. Someone on the Capcom team knows how to fucking work the Western toolkit because they deadass painted this face. And it's really interesting to see that Fabius, his face is like hyper rendered, but the rest of his coat is like rendered normally. But I will say this is kind of doublestandards.com.org. In anime especially, and in animated mediums, men can get away with a lot on their faces. Like, a man can be an uggo. A man can be like the most gnarly looking fuck on the planet. Big nose, sharp bones, like fucking big chin, butt chin, whatever. A man can get away with so much shit and people will just not care. Whereas a woman, the more fucking geometry and facial anatomy you put on her, the more likely it is that the internet is gonna call her a hag. Men are allowed to be old, grizzled, or ugly. Women really are not. I mean, yeah, look at the fucking MC from the new fucking God of War game. People are like, she looks so ugly, and then someone said, so is Kratos, and they were like, what? Women don't find Kratos attractive. He's not conventionally attractive, no. And they were like, they were so like baffled about it. And it's like, it's really funny that for a man in gaming, you can look like an actual dude. You can have wrinkles, you can have big nose, you can have fucking fat eyebrows, the nose hair, lo que quieras. But as a lady, if you're anything other than picture perfect, young, beautiful, people will call you ugly in gaming. Anyway, Fabius's concept is pretty cool. I like seeing him without the coat as well. Like, he has the undercoat, which is armor that looks very similar to, like, a hunter's armor, because doy. And he has, like, the really cool gloves with the belts. And then they show his yellow coat, but fully buttoned, I think, with a belt. But we don't see it like this. We see it like this. We see it like a big yellow overcoat. And then the uniform underneath. Silhouette is super square, super blocky. And his face looks really, really well made. He just looks like a fucking dead-ass old man. So, did they manage to recreate this old man face one-to-one? Let's see it. Literally, like... Wait, hold on! Why did you guys make him younger? Am I insane? Capcom! This has more age lines than this. Why did you give my man filler Botox? Why did you forehead Botox him? He barely has age lines in this. He's not as wrinkled, yeah, especially if you see, like, the really big painted portrait in the final concept art versus this. It's like, why is he so young? That is lighting. That is not lighting. Like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at the age lines, like, look at the age lines, okay? He has a ton of age lines on his forehead, and he has, like, the brow ones in the and he has also, like, a lot more crow's feet and wrinkles, and also wrinkles around his cheeks. And in this one, it's just, like, perfect beard, smooth cheekbone, Calvin Klein model, but older. You know? They yassified him! Which is very, very funny. I wonder if that's, like, the limit of what they could do with the 3D facial geometry for him, because the concept work, he looks so much older. Maybe it's because he's frowning in the concept art. He's frowning in the render, too! Oh, one forehead wrinkle. The artwork makes him look a lot more grizzled, I think. Like, but the silhouette matches pretty much one-to-one. The silhouette. I can't see his outfit underneath because his coat is casting shadow because 3D, but I think it's the same uniform. If I have one complaint, though, I like the coat better in yellow, and I liked it better bigger. I think that they should have widened the shoulders on the coat a little bit. The coat has a nicer sense of flow in the 2D work than it does in the 3D. It looks a little bit stiff. Again, this might just be because of how clothing simulation is in-game, but that is something that you have to take note of when you're going to translate characters. Like, what are the... You have to think about a bunch of things when you're translating to 3D. That's why this is, like, not easy, mind you. If anything, I think that, like, differences aside, Capcom has done a spectacular job so far because the limitations of your software, of your 3D model, of your cloth simulation. Also, put the character in the game and hope the game doesn't implode, because that can happen. It's a lot of stuff to consider. So all things considered, it looks pretty good. But he's younger. He's also an old character but aged up. But like where? He looks he looks more like a fucking grizzled lion in the concept work than he does in like the game. In the art, he's like 30 years older. Yeah, the artwork, he looks like he's in like his late 60s, and in the game, he looks like he's like in his 50s. They Botoxed off 10 years. Okay, more. Child. So, Nada, please let Arkbell decimate the world because I want the thing. Nada, the concept for him is actually fairly simple. He has a very simple silhouette. It's not a difficult character to like draw or anything like that. I like that he definitely, I will say this, he looks older in this. He looks significantly older in this concept work than he does in the game, I think. He looks like he's like late 15 to 16 years old, not super childish. He has some childish features. His eyes are bigger, for example, and his head is bigger. His shoulders are more narrow. Take note, if you want to draw older people, if you want to draw younger people in stories for anything, the bigger the head and the more narrow the shoulders, the younger the character will look. If you want something to look older, make sure that you make the shoulders very broad, face smaller. He doesn't quite have, like, the lanky teenager build here, but, like, you kind of need that if he's gonna be, like, an older teen. The outfit is really simple, though, but very pretty. Just nice little color scheme, front, back, little scarf. But I think that I want to see the 3D model, because I mainly want to see changes to his face and skin tone. Okay, now see the fucking character in the game? Now he looks like a baby! But I will say this, the silhouette is lost completely in the coat. It's way more narrow than it is in the concept art. Like, the coat doesn't feel like it has quite the same level of billowing sleeves, or that it ends wider in the bottom than in top. It does, but it's less than in the actual concept work. The rest of his outfit is pretty much spot on, though, right down to, like, the necklace. But I will say this, I don't think that the Capcom 3D model is designed for children. Because, he looks younger, yes, but he also looks kind of creepy, like, it's giving Annabelle, chat. I completely forgot how off-putting this child's face was. I will say this, though, it is a shame that we could not keep the same skin tone. Because there are people that have skin tones like this out there that are, like, darker colored, with cool undertones exist for black people, too, and brown people, too, chat, like, it's not just a white woman thing for makeup. Everybody has a different type of undertone. You can see it in your veins. And for Nata, his fucking undertone in the concept art was incredibly cold. And then in the game, they warmed it up considerably. In fact, I kind of prefer how he looks in concept because he looks a little bit older than what he's supposed to be in game. But the anime face is balanced really nicely. Meanwhile, in the 3D model, it's like, holy fucking doll eyes, Batman. Like in the concept work, he looks like he's gonna be way less annoying as a character. Like he's a young lad, but he's gonna do his best to help. And in this one, you see him and you're like, oh boy, here comes trouble. Yeah, sure, let me decimate the ecosystem for you, child. Like, yes, the OG skin tone is more ashen, but like there are people out there that have cool undertones with dark skin. It's completely possible. You don't see them often in media though. He also lost some of that lanky teenagerness. There wasn't a lot of it in the concept art, but, like, he looks bittier in this. Like, his limbs are shorter. Much shorter. His ears are gigantic. But the main thing is that, like, I don't think that... Are they using the RE engine for this? Just, the RE engine is not designed for children. I'm starting to see why Diana had the issues she had in the 3D model. It only works for creepy children, because the little girl in Resident Evil 9, I think, is also fairly creepy, but, like... It's fine, but I think with the RE engine, if you make the eyes a tad too big, it breaks the face, and then it's like, oh god, Annabelle, you know? So yeah, I think I prefer your concept art, baby boy. It's really limited. It looks like it has some very strange, some really, like, strict limitations, especially for younger faces. Alright, Olivia. I like hags. I like those eyes with bags, bitch. Like, Olivia is hot, okay? Olivia is... This is why you don't need to cut Gemma's hair. Olivia exists. Olivia exists, and Olivia is, like, fucking peak lesbian energy, and I love her, and, like... This one is a little bit more anime in the eyes, but Western everywhere else. Like, she has the bigger lips, she has the bigger nose, and she has, like, a thicker neck, which anime doesn't always do. I would say that this art style is actually close to what I've seen 2D renditions of Final Fantasy XIV, if that makes sense. Olivia has a great design overall. I love her armor to bits. It's, like, super... It seems light and very easy to move around in, while at the same time being incredibly practical. The short hair is definitely a vibe, and her fucking palico also swings axes at you. Why don't I remember this face at all? You were not looking at the face, Spanish. Yeah, big hammer, big energy. That is not a hammer. Well, that is a hammer, but like... And just a really, really, really unique face overall. Because most anime girly pops, they don't have this sense of maturity in them. She has like a really strange shape, her very angular in the chin. Very big lips for such an angular face, really big eyebrows, like wide eyebrows, not like Moogie brows, but like they're long brows, and then a nose that's like not quite, it's not hooked, but it's not perfectly like, it's not upturned, rather. It's a droopy nose. She has a droopy face and really like sharp cheekbones. So let's see if they manage to actually put that into the 3D model. This is a completely different woman. This is a what the fuck? Wait, what? She looks more hag in, like, the fucking 3D model, but, like, the face is this is a completely fucking different woman. What the fuck? Like, the droopiness is gone. Her lips are actually way smaller than they were in the concept art. Her face went from being, like, a very, like... pointed face, like triangular face, to being almost square jawed. She still has like the high cheekbones and shit, but like she kind of lost the like refined hag, you know? Like she's still old woman, woof woof, revive that dying star, but like she doesn't have quite the same eleganto. You know? It is a model limitation for sure. I'm starting to see what the model limitations are. Also, model limitation is that her waist is super snatched in her concept art. And since they're probably working with the same base model for most people with minor tweaks, she has a thicker waist than she does in her concept work. Also, why did you fuck with the Goroshiori? Leave the pants white, dude. Leave the pants white. The armor popped because the pants were white. If you make them gray, you lose the armor. She went from mommy to mother. Like, she was, like... She's always meant to be older, mama, but, like, she went from, like, ooh, hag, like, milfy hag to, like, straight up hag. Still hot, but straight up. Her body in general is a little bit thicker. I think that's a 3D model limitation. A lot of, like, the art style stuff is completely... You hand draw that shit, and with models, you have, like, standardized models for games like these. So, yeah. You sure it's not the lighting? I am completely sure. Look. I am completely sure because in the concept art, I could actually color pick and show you guys. In the concept art, the vest and the pants are the same color. They're slightly darker gray, but very slightly. They almost match. And then in the 3D model, the pants are much darker in general. Her torso's bigger. Not necessarily a bad thing, but again, model limitation. But her face changed completely. Like, the droopy Cowboy Bebop-ish eyes are gone. Her brows, I think, are shorter. And her lips are not as big. Like, her face changed completely. And again, I do think that that is an RE engine limitation. Yeah, no, that goes from, like, a light gray to, like, a much darker gray in the pants, yeah. I think if the pants were a lighter gray, they would have popped more. I don't think that they widened her waist. Looks like they narrowed her hips. No, it's because of the armor. It's because of the armor completely. And again, it's fascinating to see how much the face can change with the 3D model. Because you see what they conceptualize and then what they end up with. And the Olivia in the model looks younger while still being a more mature character. And then the one in the game is like, wow, much older. But I have to give them this. Correct me if I am wrong. Does anybody know if they mocapped real actors for this, for the face specifically? Because when you model the faces from scratch, things can look different. Like, they mocap, I think, for the animations, but they're not modeled after the actors. For example, in Horizon Zero Dawn, the character, Aloy, was actually... Her face was modeled off an actress. That is usually when we get complaints from people, like, not looking stylized enough. And when you're doing stuff like this, like Monhunt, like Final Fantasy VII... They tend to only use mocap for the facial animations, but they're not modeled off real people. If that makes sense. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, but I don't think that's the case with Monhunt. Because if they did, they would not have concept art that in some cases matches really well. Alright, that was Olivia. Athos. I love Olivia's fucking palico. Okay. It's baby. It's baby. It's fucking grizzled fucking warrior kitty baby. The little cape, the little armor. It's a girly pop cat, right? Her armor. Her bow. Is Athos boy or girl? She's baby. The cats that try to be serious, but she's still cute. She's still precious. She's adorable. Look at that face. You cannot tell me that, like, a thing goes up to you with a face like that and you're gonna be like, ooh, serious warrior. But then if you've actually, like, you do a mission or two with Olivia, I think, and you see Athos just fucking going at it, and it's like, aren't you supposed to be, like, yeeting potions at me? And she's like, no. She has aura, but I still want to pet her. Yeah. The boomerang sword is phenomenal. And let's see how the 3D model looks. Okay, the 3D model looks better on the palicos across the board. What the fuck? Like, she looks girly pop in this. Girly pop with, like, the big fucking fuzzy cape and, like, the green on the bottom. The silhouette is super good. She has her little baby armor, her little wristband. She still has the scars, although they're more subtle, and the giant knife. She's so cute. She looks a lot better in 3D, I think. No ear scar, though. Oh, yeah, her ear's not notched. That's, again, probably a model limitation, because they do have, like, their character creator, so I don't know if you can notch the ears there. But she's so pretty! I'm sorry, I live for the palicos. They give me cuteness aggression, something awful. It's so cute. I think she looks better than the concept art, I do. Because, like, they give them really big, like, jowls, so they have, like, really cutesy, like, little mouth. like, the uwu is more apparent in-game than it is in concept art. See? His wee little baby cheeks. And very tiny snout here, but, like, this cat looks like it's aura farming, but she's cocky about it. And I love her more. Alright, Eric! Oh, baby boy. Baby boy would pile drive, I'm sorry. Would shatter his pelvis, I'm sorry. I love him! He's so cute. His concept work, he looks so precious in his concept work. It's really, okay, you guys want to see something funny? Look at his concept work on the left, and then look at, like, the painted face on the right. Two completely different people, like... From anime to more realistic face, but his realistic face is still really gorgeous. Like, I like his lips and the very, like, delicate eye shape he has, and his hair's literally, like, wispy and pretty. He's very twinky. This is a twink. Keyfree is not a twink. People who like Witch Hat Atelier, I'm sorry, he is not a twink. I don't care how gay you want to make him with his body, which they're both two dads, but still, he's not a twink. But Eric is twinky. And Eric is made twinkier thanks to his giant coat. So, like, Eric has to look like he's, like, barely eating because he's been doing research all day. Under that coat, he has, like, the sweater that he probably got from his grandma. Beautiful sash and, fucking pouch. Gorgeous little baby backpack with all his notes. Like, he looks like a dork. And I love dorks. I would ship my hunter with Eric as well. Like, I want to pile drive this boy. He kind of deserves it. Like, he's dorky. He's dorky. Look at him. So cute. And again, I love the silhouette because it's just really, like, dorky and bulky, but sweet. And his realistic face is also super gorgeous, but, like, did they change it in-game? Let's see it. If it can match the realistic render, then we're good. Okay, this has to be an RE Engine thing. His lips are huge. What that mouth do? Like, he went from, like, very delicate face to trouty mouth, pouty lip, mama. Also, that de-twinkified him a little bit, like... Okay, let me put up the painted render that they made, the less anime one, because obviously in his concept art is a completely different art style. But, like, the more painted render he has, like, he has, like, lips, right? But, like... They're a bit bigger in, like, the final 3D model, although I will say that they managed to keep his nose and eyes looking fairly delicate, so I do have to give them props for that. Twink death came quickly for this lad, huh? Yeah, he's not as twinky because his face is not as delicate, and he has a more normal build. The coat is smaller in this. And by smaller, I don't mean, like, the length. I meant that, like, the coat in his concept art is wider a little bit. So that made the rest of his body look a little bit skinnier in comparison. And in this one, the coat is a little bit more narrow, so it doesn't make him look as tiny underneath that. Twink death. I'm gonna throw rocks at the fucking engine, bro. Oh my god, it's the lips. It's the lips. I think you'll notice that, like, his sleeves in the 3D model are not as, like, long as they are in the fucking 2D artwork. So that makes the coat fit his proportion better, which instantly makes his body look more normally proportioned instead of tiny. If you want to make a character look tiny, and the character is already, like, decently skinny or twinky, give them big items of clothing. That will make you look... It's why skinny people look really good in, like, baggy clothes, but, like, someone like me that has, like, you know, a fat ass can't fucking wear baggy clothing. Because you're just gonna look wide, so... The thickier you are, the more form-fitting your outfit should be. And if you're skinny, you can wear that fucking trash bag sweater and you're gonna look fine. The RE Engine, though, like, why do you butcher every character's lips? Like, what is it with the RE Engine and the lips that it makes them so big? Or, in Olivia's case, so weirdly small? At least his eyes still look really good. And, like, the anime concept artwork is so charming, though. So I'm very impressed that they managed to mostly capture it. Mostly. It's not that far off to say that I would say this is a really decent match. Although, it kind of makes me sad that we kind of gank the saturation on the 3D models a little bit, because that coat in that vibrant green is so beautiful. Like, It must be a mocap thing. Might have to do with how they animate the characters, yes. Maybe they need the bigger lips for the character facial animations, and that's why they do that. Maybe it needs the extra geometry or it starts pulling on weird things. Spanish, insert TF2 meme here. Okay, so Eric looks good, but the lips are like trouty mouth. Trouty mouth, pouty lip. Oh, you. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. Can you guys believe that I deleted Warner from my memory because he just made me so, like, ugh, in-game? However, I will say this for the 2D artwork. In the 2D artwork, he looks so annoying. In the, like, I remember playing in game, when he first showed up, half my chat was like, ugh. I was like, why? And then he opened his mouth and it was like, oh. But in this, like, 2D fucking concept art, he looks punchable. He looks very punchable. Yeah, he made that wyvern cannon, mama. And, like, his clothes look really nice. Very, again, nicely balanced, good silhouette. His hair looks greasy. And they managed to make his hair look greasy in the 2D artwork. And you know what? I have to commend that. I do. Does he, like, his more, like, realistic face render is also very stylized. Like, he has, like, the widest lips I've ever seen. The RE engine is not going to struggle with him. And, like, a lot of eye bags and a very weird nose, you know? Is it the strong brow that makes him punchable? Yeah, it's like the Neanderthal fucking brow ridge with, like, the greasy hair. Yeah. And the smug aura. Hi, he kind of reminds me of Patches. He does! That's why. Yeah, no, like, if this dude was bald, like, deleted bald, Patches. That is Patches. That is dead-ass Patches. That is anime Patches. Spanish, can you do it? Can you make one of the... Hold, I can do it. I can do it. Hold on, I'm an artist. I have this power. I am an artist. I'm gonna make him bald. I'm gonna make him bald because this would be dead-ass what Patches would look like if you... I'm fucking dragging this. I need full fucking drawing capabilities, chat. Hold on. Hold on. I'm an artist. I have this power. Okay? I'm so sure that this is what Patches would look like if he was an anime. Anime Patches, mama. Just hear me out while I butcher Capcom's cast a little bit. Oh, bitch. I'm not gonna fucking paint this because we don't have that kind of time, but like, oh. This is deadass what Patches would look like if he was like in Monhunt. Lily, why? Because I have the power! I'm an artist! I'll you guys see in a minute. I'm besmirching my Vaporeon lewd for this. Like, this is like literally what Patches... I'm using my powers for good. No chill whatsoever. None. Nyam. Hold on. Be patient with me, chat. Be patient. I'm adding a little bit of flair. This bald is too smooth. Like, maybe I need to add a little bit of shading. A little bit of shading for the bald. Should I give it a shiny spot or like... I am butchering him because I'm so sure that this is like... I'm gonna ask Wave. I'm gonna ask Wave like, hey Wave, do you think this is what Patches would look like? Chrome up his dome. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a masterpiece. This is just Patches. I'm making a masterpiece, chat. I swear to God. Look at this. Look at this. Look at my masterpiece, chat. Hold on. It's kind of chopped, but like you'll get the point. Oh no. Oh yes. I'm an artist. I have the power. Hold on. Ta-da! This is what Patches would look like if we put him in the anime. This is literally just Patches. That's 100% Patches. It's Patches. Depressed Patches. Oh yeah, he's not smiling in this, but like it's fine. Like why? Cause I could. Literally one to one. It's just Patches. Spanish, put a picture of Patches in here, like. Chopped, bitch, that motherfucker is minced. I wasn't trying to be artsy about it! Like, yeah. I wasn't trying to be fucking like Gemma's tits. Stop. I like the shiny. I love this, though. I have this power. I'm sorry, chat. Like... Oh, lens flare. Perfect. Hold on. There. Perfect. Now it looks actually 3D. Now it actually looks properly fucking digitally painted. Really, lo quiero saber es el punto. It's blinding me. Energy. This is awful and I love it. I'm using my powers for good. I'm just gonna leave him like that. Let's see what he looks like in 3D. Bye, bald. Okay. Something changed here. Something definitely changed here. I'm not sure what. But like the outfit is one-to-one. The outfit is perfect. But what the fuck changed in his face? Okay, I think I know what happened. He's more normal looking here than he is in his concept art. He doesn't have the as big as a brow ridge. He doesn't have like a very square jawline. He does have like very protruding cheekbones, but he kind of lost that annoying quality, you know? He took a shower. His hair doesn't look greasy. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a normal person face model as opposed to like some trying to match this silhouette specifically. Because in the 2D artwork, he looks so annoying. And like even the I'm gonna have to use the bald render. Sorry, but like even in like the fucking 3D render, the more realistically painted one, more like you can see that like his face looks really different. Hold on, I'm using the bald one. I don't care. Like, please look at the facial features of this Patches versus this Patches. Like, his eyes are way bigger. His brow ridge is also way more, like, it protrudes more. His eyes are not as sunk in the 3D model. And his nose is too pretty. His nose is not weird anymore. You know? He looks less punchable in the 3D model. He's also bald. Shh! The bald was an addition. Yeah, they made his face rounder in the 3D model than it is in the concept work. It's way less angular. The concept doesn't always fit 3D models. Yeah, which is exactly what the video is about, is like how faithfully were they able to stick to that. I think the bald was an improvement. See, I fixed it. Like, it's just Patches. Yeah, his face is not nearly as long either. Yeah, it's those like really unique facial features that they might not be able to recreate with the engine or because they're using like preset faces and just using the character creator to make characters, which Elden Ring does that, by the way. It's actually not uncommon to see games that have character creators make other NPCs with that same creator. The shine on his head, that makes it look more like it was an intentional thing put there by the devs. The shine makes it look like it was actually like fucking digitally painted in there instead of me scuffing it. But yeah, I do think that, like, his face is less weird in the 3D model, but the outfit and everything else is one-to-one. His hairline is also not as far back. Oh, yeah! He has, like, way less forehead. And this one has... Yeah. Yeah, this one has way less forehead than the concept work. More. The Woodwoods are... Yeah. Yeah. Look at them fucking mouth. Look at those fucking chompers. I love that we needed that much detail on the fucking vor. Someone who's into vor drew this. Someone who's into, like, the fucking artist thinly disguised fetish. Someone who's into vor drew this, because the more you detail a mouth on an art piece, chat, you put the uvula in there and shit, you're into vor. Like, bonus points if you add, like, drool and, like, the little tongue texture, then that's how you know they're into some deep freak shit. Like... No, yes, but I love these rats. Like, holy shit, like... I think my Wilds playthrough might still be on the YouTube channel. Baba. Baba, there you go, Boar. There you go, Boar. There. Hop on in there. Coming down to Funky Town, like... This is just like, does Lily know how to paint digitally? A little bit, I just... Ew. A little bit, it's just faster to do cell. No, thank you, you're welcome. Someone's gonna use that to fucking jack off later. I just know it. Like, someone's gonna watch this stream and see my quote-unquote improvements and immediately fucking imagine nutting into that rat's mouth. Like... But, like, I love the rats, though. They're so cute. Lily, what's wrong with you? I know how the internet works, okay? You made spunk material for free. Oh, I know I usually charge for the shit. I'm sorry. Like... But I like the Woodwoods, and I also really like the little gesture panels for the Woodwoods, so to see how, like, their body shape works, because, like, they're very round. They're very, like, potato-y, and I find that very fun. And I also like, all the little nature motifs in their outfits. They're very sweet. Let's see how they did the 3D models, though, because these look very cutesy and kind of feral, and we need to convey that in the 3D work. Yeah, they look one-to-one. So, interestingly enough, in the 3D models for a lot of the creatures, they happen to look better in 3D. Like, the Woodwoods look way more dipshit in 3D than they did in 2D. The fur is rendered super well. All of, like, their little hats and motifs and things are fucking precious. Great fabric textures, great everything. So I think that, like... I think that the issues with the faces in, like, the actual humans is everything to do with the way that they animated them, with the mocap. 1,000,000,000%. Like, the more I saw, the more I was sure that it had everything to do with how they animate them. Because the creatures look great. Like, the Palicos and the Woodwoods look amazing. And all the monsters, like, I would be willing to do this for the monsters as well at some point, or at least, like... select few, like the best of the best monsters, to see how they match up one-to-one, because I think the issue is in how they animate the faces. So, in conclusion, I think that for the most part, the Monhunt cast concept work and their 3D models match decently well. However, we have some very clear facial differences in some specific NPCs that at first I thought that was like, that it was like, wait, are you guys not using your concept art? And then I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with the concept art, because they managed to follow it pretty much one-to-one on everything else, and everything to do with the way that they use the RE engine for animating faces. Because I'm pretty sure that the facial animations are mocaps. They tend to be. It's standard practice now. And if you don't put enough facial geometry on mocap like that, it's going to look like shit. The mesh is going to break. You're gonna get putis engaged, like teeth out and shit, waves fucking Spanish putting a meme. And that shit does happen. So I think that, like, adding more geometry, it does save you from the fatal animation mistakes, but it costs you in the characters resembling their concept art. Putis, yes. He just told me. Anyway, it's just, yeah, but I think it has everything to do with the animation, and unfortunately that's going to sacrifice some fidelity with the concept art, but they still did a decently good job, although Eric's lips look so chopped, like, holy shit, they're so big, Christ on a bike, and Olivia looks a lot more different than hers. I think that the biggest offenders of, like, facial differences between in-game and concept art, it's Alma and Olivia. Eric is not that bad because his eyes and nose are still the same, but Alma and Olivia look super different. I still liked it a lot, though, and I would be willing to do more of a deep dive on stuff like this if you guys like to see this. But let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more content like this, because I think it's really interesting to see how we adapt stuff to 3D for gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember, if I said anything that pissed you off, it's just rage bait, mama! And don't forget, if you guys want to have the energy to mon hunt all night long, go check out Gamer Subs. Use code incubation at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Spanish, feel free to enter like fucking gsupps ad. Maybe the one I made yesterday with like the if you managed to put the glitter guns in it, but like here we go. Yeah. If you've ever played Monster Hunter before and you're new to the franchise like I was, and you're like getting really frustrated because like it's taking you forever to kill something, you should probably play with some friends. But if you don't do that like me, and it's gonna take you forever to do the runs, go use some Gamer Subs. There's so many flavors. You could probably fucking create your own and mix like 50 and call it Monster Blood and just chug that shit. Do not do that. But if you do, tell me. And if you do, use code incubation at checkout for 10% off your entire order, because this shit is fire, and each one of these little baby tubs has 100 servings. All right, chill over. Okay, we can play Supers back now. I am sorry, I lost my shit at the patches, like... Fairly short segment, but I really wanted to talk about this.
I've always loved Monster Hunter concept art. You should see 4 Ultimate. You get to see Mini Gemma.
I actually really want to get the art book for Wilds because I like the way they did it a lot. Thank you.
Their design mantra is marketable.
Is it? I do think that they have, like, decently unique designs, too. Especially the armors. Thank you. The serving size is just a suggestion. No!
Lily G Triangle. He looks like a fat purse. Me likey Lily G Triangle.
Energy. Thank you.
A friend who I co-op Mon Hunt couldn't play without his cat going nuts while we played. We could hear his cat mowing angry at the pallet goes on screen through his mic.
Oh no! A real cat would probably not like the palicos. Yeah,
so
thank you.
many of my friends adore your Gemma comic.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun with that one. I've been meaning to make one with Gemma and with Alma, but that'll be for later. Thank you.
Can we compare her Wilds look to the Little Miss Forge concept from 4?
I think I have it in another video, but like they kept for the main part, they kept her color scheme intact.
What is this Steel SS at home shiz?
Stop, thank you. Wait, you haven't already? Have I made a threesome with Alma and Gemma? I do not remember. I don't think I have.
Am I the only one that
I
thinks
did, like, a
Fabius
load.
looks like a grizzled Bob Odenkirk?
Yes, thank you. You should, though. At some point, I probably should. But it's gonna be the Gemma with long hair. I'm sorry, I prefer it long.
The Widow's Peak don't lie KEK.
It does it. Thank you.
Olivia comic when?
Olivia! Like, Wave wants me to do Olivia. Like, maybe if I'm feeling in a haggy mood, I'll do it. Thank you. You know Olivia would fucking kill you, right? Like, you're aware of this, yeah?
Would drink that mature woman like a finely aged wine on God.
Dear God, thirst! Good, thank you.
First thought, female Rowigadin paladin.
A little bit, yeah. Thank you. Worth it. You would die, but, like, I think that a lot of you guys would like that.
Monster Hunter review. I love this series.
I really like the artwork for Mon Hunt, and I've already reviewed a decent chunk of the NPCs in another review, but, like, I really wanted to see, like, is it the RE engine, or is it something else? It's probably the engine.
2D Olivia looks like she can stare down a boss monster. 3D Olivia looks like she has a 100 stories to tell and the skill to match all 100.
Oh, yeah, no, they're both great. It's just that their faces look very different. Thank you.
Re-engine? More like BJ engine. Cause what them lips do.
Dude, yeah, no, seriously. Seriously, fucking fish lips over here. Damn, thank you. Thanks so much for this sub! I just checked, you have not done it yet. No, I figured I haven't. Well, I'm a sim for Yotsuyu pre-patches. You like the evil ones, I know this. You think you could fix her, probably. I would not even try.
So if we held a lens in front of his head, would we make a death laser?
Yes, you would if you use that patches, yes. Contract is done before they select the persons who they're gonna use face scans for, Lily. I don't think they did that for Mon Hunt, though.
6 months pink. Lily G. Wiggle lesbian pride.
Thank you. I want to be her Kronk. Oh, that's how we would lose your wool, sadly. If you play Mon Hunt stories, would you jump straight to 3 or go through 1 and 2 first? I would probably jump straight to 3.
If you want to master the art of hitting that G spot,
baby.
use code KINKYMATION for 10% off on gsupps.
BB, thank you. I would like to be her Kronk. Wave, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I hear that the Monster Hunter Stories games are actually really baller, so I'm willing to give those a shot. VRB chat, I'm leaving the Obend in charge. Come sit here and talk to the things so they don't get bored and panic. We've been playing Yoshi, by the way, between the two of us. It is a delight, okay? It tickles my tism. Except that, like, I can't find everything about every creature, so I have to call the expert wall licker in to do it. He's been going at it. BRB!
Yoshi.
Not you.
Yoshi. Yoshi. Hello, chat. Hello. So yeah, I'm here to cover for her for a bit. Hopefully you enjoy this because we do plan to, like, maybe when she can stream during maternity leave, maybe I'll stream because we can play games, but I don't know. Playing Donkey Kong or Ace Combat or whatever's out. Dude, Ace Combat's great. How you doing, chat? How you doing? Yeah, probably use a different PNG tuber model or whatever. Warframe grind. I am very excited for the new Ace Combat, actually. Yeah, finally turn off the voice changer. Wild. I don't know, I like strategy. I'm kind of sad RTSs are dead. I basically grew up playing RTS. Always sucked at it, but still fun. I play so many. I played, what was it? Age of Empires, Age of Mythology. There was a Star Wars one. I don't even remember the name. There was a Star Wars one, a Lord of the Ring ones.
What?
RTS. Command and Conquer, StarCraft, obviously. What else was there? There were a ton of RTS.
You also played a decent chunk of Mon Hunt yourself, right?
Not a lot.
Empire at War.
Yeah, the Star Wars one.
Oh, okay. I think that Melamu would enjoy the impression game city builders like Zeus and Pharaoh.
There's a thing in Monster Hunter called the Dragon Breaker. It never made it past concept. It actually scared me. It was supposed to be massive amalgamation of elder dragon bodies held together by armor. Look it up.
That sounds horrifying, and I hope that they put it in the game someday, actually. Duber scary. Thank you. City builders and stuff like that is fun. Like, I kind of miss The Sims. I know that you could like still play like Sims 4 and shit, but like I miss the old school Sims with like cheat codes. Is that what kind of like Socia became? Maybe? I was what person I put Sims in the pool and I took away the ladder. Cause like I liked getting the ashes.
I will make an Age of Mythology unit review.
What is like is it like a what? Like a strategy game?
Yeah.
Throw a toaster in there. Damn, Spanish. Spanish, dude. The fuck else are you gonna do in Sims? Come up with cruel and inventive ways to murder them. I just like making really snazzy houses once I fucking use the cheat code to get so much money. It was a cheat code called Rosebud, I think. And then you can just like buy everything. Well, maybe they get hungry while they're swimming. You just throw toast in there. Soggy bread. Soggy bread, Spanish! Make a snazzy house and turn it into a death trap. Is it raining? No. Ah, yes, the equal dragon weapon. Socks made of soggy bread. Stop, dude. Not now. That's why there's like hundreds of moods for The Sims. I don't remember which Sims I played. I think it was like 2. And then there was like a DS game, not a 3DS, a 3DS game of The Sims where you owned like a hotel, I think? Does hair on food make you gag too? Yeah. How was the Yoshi game? The Yoshi game so far, dude, we've barely fucking scratched the surface of the second level because we're basically trying to get everything we can in the first. Sims busting out. Yeah, that one. You had like a hotel and shit, right? I think. And if you went into the desert and you stayed in the desert for too long, aliens would get you. I am moving my chair. Hold on. I have to get ready for drawing time.
Drawing time.
The IRS waits for no one.
Yup, you still have debt.
Ugh.
Time to pay up. Pay up.
I am. Why do you think I'm doing
Pay
this?
the fuck up.
Why do you think I'm doing this instead of like playing more Yoshi?
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to be smart about my time.
You're in debt.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah, get your chats.
I'm in a other computer.
Look, you took an art loan. Now you gotta pay it.
I am paying it. I don't even know if Jack can hear me.
Probably.
Probably.
Otherwise, you get art collections.
I don't like art.
Like, no one likes art collections.
I don't know what art collections are, and
Well, art collections means you get forced to do the art.
I mean, I'm already doing.
No, but like forced.
Have you met my hand?
Like you do it or you don't go to sleep.
Ugh, no, that's the worst.
That kind of art collection.
And I don't like that. For what do you mean something went wrong? Where's my chat, YouTube? Maybe you can do something
You
else.
have to reopen it from scratch because you have the old one that counts as a different session.
Oh.
You can't use the same tab.
I just made a new one. It monkeyed me.
Oh, is it monkey?
Yeah.
I'll try this. Oh, that you wanna get into Gunpla? Might as well just get into Warhammer.
Yeah.
Paint your figures.
I mean, I kind of would.
Paint your armies and never play with them.
And then never use them.
Gunpla are like the build your own, well, not your own, but like the model Gundams that you get to build and
Is
paint.
that the ones that are sick?
What? No. What do you mean the ones that are sexy?
Or is that like?
I mean, some people consider Gundam sexy, but I don't think that's what you meant.
No. Alright, my
Yeah, Gunpla is just your gateway drug to Warhammer.
Bring me my microphone.
Okay, okay.
Some are sexy. I think you can make gunpla. What do you think of that? Are you surprised? It's all like plastic crack. I don't think I could build those without super gluing my fingers together, Mama.
I just need your chat to get used to me, so maybe we can stream.
Together.
No, while you're not available.
While I'm not available. Indeed.
Move your cable.
While I'm definitely not available, yes. Because, like, I don't want to be unavailable for a long time. Like... Well, great news, Lily, they don't need super glue. They don't- oh, thank God. Like, you guys saw me build a Lego, right? Like, I have stupid fingers. I am, sadly, this person. I have really stupid fingers, and I genuinely feel like I would break something.
My bad, the thing I mentioned is called Equal Dragon Weapon, not Dragon Breaker. Don't know where I got that name from.
It's okay. I would not have been able to tell the difference regardless, but thank you for the super. There's Gunpla that are just, like, straight up anime girls. Wait, really? Like, anime figures? Yeah, there's, like, Gunpla waifu. Really? Send me one of those. You have to be careful with the plastic nippers, but they do their best to make it as idiot-proof as possible. Thank you for telling me that, because I am idiot. I am that person, chat. Like... Now I really want a waffle, and I'm struggling, chat. Build a waifu. I call it build a bitch. I use Cola Loca for Warhammer with the brush. Yeah, but like for Warhammer, I'm expecting the super glue. Build a Bitch is actually a song. I know. Today, vegan nachos. Honestly, I like them more than normal ones. Okay, like, I have a question. No shade to the vegans in the audience. If you guys are eating, like, vegan cheese, right? And vegan meats, like, why not just eat meat? Like... Why, if you have to substitute everything, why not just be like, ah, fuck it, eat the real thing? I gagged. No, like, vegans have, like, fake meat with, like, mushrooms and shit, because mushrooms, if you cook them in specific ways, they do taste meaty. A lot of reasons, actually. Really, because, like, if I wanted cheese that bad that I had to fucking come up with magic antidotes for it, or, like, substitutes, I would mainly just go get some cheese. I used to believe that shit. I think that, like, if you raise your animals well and you treat them with, like, a lot of love and care and then you eat them, there's really nothing wrong with it. I think what most vegans don't like is the super commercialized, industry, cattle industry. But I will say this. It is really, really stupid to say that that honey is not vegan or that you should not eat honey because, mama, bees make way more honey than what they can use themselves. And apiaries have actually managed to conserve bee populations. Without them, a lot of species would have died out. It's not inhumane to harvest honey. Bees are like little robots. They're fine. Like, I've seen people say that, like, you should not consume honey if you're vegan because, like, oh, it's not humane. Mama, what's not humane is how they used to raise bees. Before apiculture, you wanna know how you got honey? You killed all of the bees. Nowadays, the reusable hive method is great because you just take them out, you extract the honey, you put them back in. There's no harming the bees in any way. Would meat honey be vegan? They think that anything that an animal makes is not vegan. Basically, if it came from a creature that has some form of face, it's not vegan. No, the mushroom stuff is legit. I've done it. Like, I've cooked mushroom that tastes like meat. But the not wanting to eat honey bit, I don't get. Some people go vegan for ethical reasons. Either they don't accept killing animals at all, or they don't trust proportionally the free-range farms. But, like, free-range stuff is the tits, though. I'm pretty sure that, like, a well-educated vegan knows that, apiculture, modern apiculture, does not harm bees at all. If anything, if there's people out there that are trying their damn hardest to save the bees, it's them. And also, vegans would not get, like, a third, dead ass, of their food, of, like, their produce without bees. Bees are the biggest pollinators that we have. Maybe can you music me? Mushrooms are kind of scary. Mushrooms are terrifying, actually. Bees are super cute. Have you seen a bee? Bees are, like, fuzzy and friendly and cute and sweet. Whenever I see a bee that died on my patio, I get really sad. But then you see wasps, and that, like, we had a wasp that fucking burst into the office the other day, and I was like, oh, kill it, you know? I hate them. Wasps are bitches, like... They pollinate too, but they're mean.
Speaking of meat and honey, the vulture bees scavenge carrion and process it into meat honey. Apparently, it's really savory, slightly salty, and oddly sweet.
Also, probably not safe for human consumption. These are an invasive species in North America. Mama, if they are, we need them, so they're not invasive anymore. Some types of bees could be. Every region has insects that are native to it. For example, the murder hornet, that one's invasive. That one's from Asia. The issue with meat production is actually the overabundance of cows producing methane. They are literally farting a hole in the ozone layer. I haven't found any new wasp nests on my balcony so far. Oh my god, good! Like, I haven't found any this year either, but I'm on the lookout. So we can smoke them out before they get any worse. My neighborhood gets something that's invaded by big Japanese spiders and I hate it. Can I, like, share a spider story? The other day, I was walking back in from the office. I was about to step in, and something fell from the roof.
Remember when Big Honey was sued by Jerry Seinfeld?
That actually happened? Wave, are you lying? Thank you. And something fell from the roof, and I looked down, and it was like a massive spider, and I just screamed and stepped on it on instinct. It's summer!
Fun fact: honey changes taste depending on the flowers used to make it. Scientists can tell where a particular honey came from in a city based on taste.
Oh, yeah, fun fact. Here where I'm at, you can get honey from, that they use with orange flowers. And it does kind of taste like oranges. Not like citrusy, but orange-y. It's super nice. Orange blossom honey is the tits. Try it. You gotta get a good bug box for throwing them out. Is that such a thing? I usually use a waifu cup. I deadass use waifu cups to, like, toss out spiders, because I always have, like, one up here. So I just, like, put the cup over the spider, and then use a paper to slide it under. And, and then I get rid of them. I throw them out.
Invasiveness is more about impact to the ecosystem. The common cat got spread everywhere in the world, and they're a plague to indigenous small birds.
Oh yeah, thank you. I flush the spider down the toilet. I don't. I only do that if they're really big because my dog is allergic. Cats are really cute, and I'm still sad that I got so pregnant so quickly, because if I hadn't, I would have probably gotten little Beepo. But it's okay. I will get a Beepo eventually. And I will get the most miserable looking one, and I will name it Beepo. Justice for little people. Pregnant and cats don't mix. Chat. I would have if I wasn't pregnant, believe me. I would not have thought twice about it. Who was performing fertility rituals, by the way? Nobody. Maybe my grandma. But, like, nobody. Allergic to spiders. Yeah, my dog is allergic to spiders. Like, she's tanked bee stings, no problem, but she ate a spider once, and she started, like, barfing and shit, and we took her to the vet, and the vet was like, oh, yeah, no, she's having an allergic reaction inside of her stomach, and I was like, oh, great. So now I know that my dog is allergic to spiders. A year early is crazy. It wasn't even a year early. We just thought it was gonna take a little bit longer. Usually, especially like if you're like in your 30s, it can take 6 months to a year on average to get pregnant if you're actively trying. But hubby obviously was like, we're gonna do it in 2 seconds. I was like, no, we're not. And then, yeah. Yeah, cats and babies are nice, but cats and pregnant women, not so much. You don't want toxoplasmosis, trust me. Your dog tanked onions, and we took her to the vet, and they made her puke, like, fucking, like, 4 times. She did not have a nice Christmas last year. Yeah, if you have a cat already and you're pregnant, just make sure that it's dewormed properly and you'll be fine. Did you say plop, 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 get pregnant? No, because no one in my house is a fucking 15-year-old boy reading hentai. Sex is a lot less, It's not quite that meme-tastic, mama. Was this a short segment? What, the Monhon thing? Yeah, I'm catching up on work now, but I don't want to be alone. I thought it would be a year or two before a kid appeared, but that happened fast for y'all. You guys have to understand that, like, as soon as we locked down a place here, we were talking about starting to try. Like, I know it's perfectly fine to have kids after you're 35 and whatever, but, like, I wanted, if possible, to do it before then. Would you ever do it to the rhythm of the one Seabat song? What? Like, I don't think I've ever fucked to music. It's completely doable, I just don't think we've ever done it. Yeah, the main reason being, not because I was, like, afraid of, like, my baby having fins or something, but because I was a little bit concerned that the older you get, the harder it is. You guys have been together for a long time anyways. Yeah, we have. We've known each other for a while, too, so... But, like, you guys have to remember that, like, we're both, like, really high sex drive. If you're willing and wish to have kids and you're in a position of life to afford it, never wait for any other reason. That was basically it. It was like, okay, we're finally settled down. We can afford to do this, why not? They fuck a lot. We do. At least you took your time before a birdie. Before we actually started trying, it was a year-long conversation. Having kids is not something you should jump into. Having kids is something that you need to fucking talk about with your partner and decide if you really, really want. Because if one person is even remotely unsure, mama, do not do it. Just don't. It's not worth it. Like, someone will end up resenting the other person. It always happens. Being pregnant when you were in the entire transition of moving from Mexico, it would have been a fucking shit show. I never would have done that. No, never. Like, my main thing was, because it's really funny, because I told hubby, okay, we went to Mexico in, like, February, right? And that's around the time we decided, like, you know what? We're gonna start trying if, and only if, we can find a place in Spain. If we could not find a place here within 6 months, we were gonna go back to Mexico and start trying in Mexico. But thankfully, we managed to land our current apartment, which is fucking bomb.com. And in about, it took us like 6 months to actually, like, finalize everything. But we found it really quickly. So once everything was settled, we were like, okay, well, we should probably start trying this year. I don't want to have kids. My girlfriend does not want kids. And that's fine, honestly. If you both agree on that, that's the best way to do things. You should honestly try your goddamn best to agree with your partner on the things. And if you really want kids, and your partner doesn't, don't do it. My wife initially didn't want kids, and I just said that it was fine, because even though I did, I always have to be a two-person decision. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's few things in your life that are going to involve, like, a unanimous decision, and kids is one of them. Open relationships and stuff like that is another. But, like, both parties have to want it. I'm way too selfish to be a parent. Being an uncle is plenty enough, thank you. I used to think that. I used to think I was way too selfish to be a parent. But, nope. I thought about it, and I was like, where do I see myself in 10 years? And do I see my house without kids in it? And it was like, oh, no, I don't. Yeah, you get a dog, and then if you can handle the dog, you can upgrade to, you know, baby. I'm having a really hard time to get back into dating after my last breakup, so I'm not thinking about parenting just yet. And completely valid. Dating is rough nowadays, chat. I'm just hoping to have a partner, imagine having a kid. I've never actually asked you about that, like, if you've ever, like, dated anyone or anything like that, but, like, some people are just not meant for parenthood, and that's okay. If I have a last day, I'm gonna go, I want a threesome with a guy, and then you're gonna watch for a bit. I've done that. Not with a guy, with a girl, but, like, dude, threesomes are fun. If your partner is cool with it and you can actually, like, fucking do it, threesomes are super fun. I would recommend it. I've dated quite a bit, but I haven't found out I'm a very selfish person. I feel like if I'm not doing something I want with my time, I hate it. Oh, okay. There are people like that. Hey, you know what? At least you can admit it. At least you can admit, like, you know what? I'm probably not built for relationships. And if you don't want to be for a relationship, that's fine, too. I'm not really looking for a relationship, but I also would not mind having a kid one day. It's really funny because, like, I think I'm a little old-fashioned. I think that a kid needs two parents, if possible, you know? I don't care if you're together or what or not, but, like, two parents are necessary. And, like, I have friends with divorced parents, and they will all tell you it's terrible. I have zero problems in admitting it. There are enough people in this world that desperately want to have a family but can't. I feel sorry for them, but in my case, it's my choice. That's fine. Hi! I've never dated anyone, so I don't know if I would make a good partner or parent. A relationship is kind of like... It's an exercise in endless patience, I think I would call it. In patience and observation. Because you kind of stop doing things just for you, and you start considering the other person. And then a kid is that times a million, because that's when you become the most selfless version of yourself. I stopped dating due to being in a toxic relationship that left me with a lot of baggage. Years later, I realized I was an aromatic just wanted to stay single. Oh yeah, some people just can't handle that stuff either. That's fine. I've been cheated on before. Shit hurts. I started dating again after 5 years. Yeah, cheating is a completely different story, though. Never feel like it's your fault. Sometimes cheating very rarely happens just because there's usually a problem in their relationship. However, if the person who is cheating does not have the balls to voice it, then there's something wrong with that. If there is an issue with the relationship that's making you feel like you want to like stray from the relationship, then you probably should talk to your partner about it. There's something to it takes a village to raise a child. These days, being a couple is not enough. You need an extended family, other support network to make a functioning community environment. Yeah, like, my mom is actually coming over to help because of that. And I might consider, like, hiring a nurse or a nanny to help me out at first, just so I can get back to work quicker. Thankfully, my husband's also a huge help. I mentioned my friend's parents divorced, but they both make sure to be involved in his life, and he was also close to his step-parents. Yeah, and that's fine. The problem is the parents that, like, fucking want to move on super quickly. A child does take a village. Back in the day, raising kids was a group effort. Like, in small villages or towns, all the women knew each other, and they all basically hung out, like, in big communal spaces, big communal kitchens or houses and shit with their kids, and while the men were out working, taking care of like the fields and all that jazz, the women would take care of the kids and do other stuff around the house, right? So this like fucking myth, like this 1950s myth of like the perfect housewife, perfect mother, that's not meant to be how we do things. It's supposed to be that a lot of people raise children together. Because just one couple is not enough. Yeah, the nuclear family thing is really modern, and it's actually fairly isolating, I think. The guys will be out making money, but they should be there for the kids too. They would come back in the afternoons, and they would help out with the kids. The traditional nuclear family is a relatively new thing, and it's not even becoming outdated. Well, yeah, because, like, it takes a lot more work than just two people to raise a family. I think cheating is one of the worst things. So do I. So do I. I do think that there is a deeper issue in our relationship when cheating happens, but whether or not you choose to take someone back after that is also an incredibly personal thing, and it really depends on the context. Some people have a no-tolerance policy for it, others don't. But it also depends on the situation. Because I had a friend back in the day, right? Whose partner was awful to her. Like, she gained a bit of weight, and he deadass told her that she didn't find her attractive because she was, like, fat. He neglected her constantly, was rather rude to her. But the problem was, and I did give her shit for this, is instead of breaking up with him, or actually talking to him about the beef, she started trying to get attention from guys on Discord. And you could argue that the guy was partly at fault as well. But I think that she should have been more open and honest about it as well. She should have been like, hey, you're treating me really poorly. I don't know if I can put up with this anymore. But their relationship was actually fairly codependent, very toxic. If someone treats you like shit, okay, and you don't have the emotional capacity or the tools to leave them, then they might consider cheating. I'm not saying it's something you should do, and I'm not saying it's excusable, but every situation is different, and some people might feel more compelled to cheat to get their validation than to let their relationship go. It's not the right thing to do at all, mind you. That was ruthless. She should have just broken up with him. I know, and I told her, like, dude, just dump him. But, like, the alternative to dumping him was moving back to her parents' house, and they were really terrible. So, they worked it out. But with the way that dude's personality is, I would actually not be surprised if that happened again at some point. I have dog today. My day's good! My dog's downstairs. You just couldn't win. Bad boyfriend, bad parents. Yeah, she was very much in a toxic situation. And people talk mad shit about the cheating thing until it happens to them, and then it's a completely different situation, sadly. Everyone needs more options so shit like this doesn't happen. You know what? Like, you need open communication so that shit doesn't happen. Partners need to be able to talk to each other. If something is going wrong, if someone feels like they're being mistreated, or like they're not getting like a fair share in the relationship, they should speak up. Like, my husband and I have like a very much talk to me policy. We don't like keeping things from each other, and if someone gets mad, we usually do wait till like we cool off, but we always talk about it after, because communicating is just so much better than letting it simmer. Yeah, you'd think it would never happen to me, and if it does, I would dump them immediately. But then if that happens to you, you might think twice about it. It's really complicated. For me, it's like, if it happens one time, and your partner expresses insane remorse, like an insane amount of regret, they're willing to go to couples therapy, cut all contact with the person, and just want to work on the relationship, I think it could work. However, the issue is gaining the trust back, because it's very difficult. That being said, though, shoe on the other foot, if the person is a repeat offender, if the relationship started through cheating, or it's happened more than once, you should end the relationship. Because serial cheaters are a thing. Serial cheaters are a thing. There are people who literally fucking get off on that. But what if they're faking their remorse? Like, a good therapist will be able to tell you that they are. And again, if they reoffend, dump. Yeah, and if they admitted to it, yeah. But yeah, these serial cheaters are pretty... Yeah, I will say this. Because, like, they're not thinking about how it's gonna hurt the other person. Like, cheating is a very deeply selfish thing. A cheater very rarely thinks of the other person. Hooking up with a cheater is just start signing up for the bullshit on the starting line. Yep. Love your character first time here. Thank you! You should be able to talk about stuff like that. I cannot wrap my head around keeping others in the friend zone. Like, other person is everything they want to be a partner, then go on a date with them. I disagree. I think that if someone rejects you, you should cut contact. Because if you can't handle being put in the friend zone, if you don't have the emotional maturity to be like, okay, this person doesn't want to go out with me, I accept that, you should cut all contact. It's not fair to your friend or other person to constantly keep pressuring them like that. If anything, it's gonna make them hate you. It's way better for the mentals of the person who got friend zoned to just get the fuck out of there. Just leave. You did mix the segment. Don't worry, it'll be up. The VODs are still up. I think that's the better option. That's the lesser of two evils. You cut contact. You tell the friend, I'm really sorry, but I still have feelings for you, and I don't think it's fair for me to continue being your friend, just like it would not be fair for you if I kept asking you out. And if the friend can't handle that and they get mad at that, that's also a problem. Because that is also selfish. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Who do you think is more likely to cheat? Guy or girl? It's not a sex thing. It's such a, like, context-heavy thing that it's not like, oh, men are more likely to shit than women or vice versa. It just completely depends on the situation. That being said, men and women cheat for entirely different reasons, though. Sometimes. It's a person thing, yeah. It's a personality thing. The secret to the friend zone thing is that a person in the zone doesn't always get a concrete no, but instead keeps getting led on with the promise of a relationship. Okay, you guys want to know the reason why you don't get a concrete no? And I've had this happen to me. Because, especially if it's like a guy, they get super mad.
People are more likely to cheat if they put themselves in positions where they have opportunities to do so.
And if the situation is bad, yeah. The reason why a lot of women, especially, don't say no is because they're scared of their friend's reaction. This sounds a little exaggerated, but like, as a woman, turning down a guy could put you in pretty dangerous situations if you're not careful. And sometimes saying no doesn't work. I've done it before. The main reason that you guys know about my husband is because I had someone being very persistent about something like that, even though I was like, I don't like you like that. Sorry. Like, sometimes saying no doesn't work. Some people can't take no for an answer. Not even guys. I've also met girls that are very pushy. It's not just a guy thing. I've also met girls that are very pushy. And girls tend to be more on, like, the obsessive side. This also applies to men. Some women are crazy and refuse to take no for an answer. Yeah, it goes both ways. It definitely goes both ways. There's literally so many silent rules that girls have about saying say from weird guys and the good guys never hear about. No, I don't like girl code. Because again, some dudes can't take no for an answer, sadly. I've also seen girls chase away other girls that tend to pursue guys that they friend zone. It's crazy. Yeah, some girls love the attention, but don't actually want to date the guy. I've seen that happen, too. It's the people that are like, you want him as a best friend, you know he has feelings for you, but you won't let him go. That's also deeply selfish. I just forgot how to flirt. You're gonna be surprised, a lot of people don't know how to flirt nowadays. Cold approaches are not a thing anymore. Like, it is sadly a thing that a lot of guys are afraid of talking to women. For good reason, mind you. But we lost the art of the cold approach. The little wink, the little wave, little nudge nudge, you know? Those things that you do with body language. A lot of people don't do them anymore. Girls are scary. I'm sorry you guys feel that way. We're really not, but I understand why some of you guys feel that way. Me Too didn't help either. The movement in itself was meant to be against big celebrities that actually were offenders, but somehow it got, like, corrupted into, like, also blaming people for normal interactions, which is kind of sad. You should always believe victims. I do believe this entirely. But there's also innocent until proven guilty, so it's tricky. And a lot of guys are actually afraid that they're going to get called creepy or inappropriate if they talk to a girl and she doesn't take it well. Believe all women is a short phrase for take women seriously. It doesn't mean just blindly believe them. It means take the accusation seriously, get all of the information, and then see what happens. I like my single life too much. I just want to exist in peace. Valid. Completely valid. Focus on an accusation should be on making sure a potential victim is safe, not go full attack on the accused first. Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, a lot of the times, just go full attack power might actually put a victim in danger. What's the best way to start a conversation nowadays? I mean, to pick up line. The best way to start a conversation is to find common ground with the person you're talking to, which is why if you want to meet people, taking stuff like classes or going to the gym and stuff is good. Is being like, introducing yourself if you can, and asking a question about the person. Asking questions to people is the easiest way, especially with normies, to get them to know them. For example, I have a great conversation starter. It's called my dog. People see my dog on the street and sometimes they stop me to talk because they have either had a Frenchie before or they want one or they think she's really cute. And that gets me a lot of conversation points with normies. If I'm trying to get to know somebody at a party, I will probably go up to them and ask a bit about them as a person. Does your dog bite? Usually no. How do you find out with a stranger? You have to get to know people bit by bit first. Like, for example, the guy I dated before I dated my husband. Oh, man. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Drunk Lily has game. I met him at a party, right? He was one of my best friend's classmates. They were, like, in the same major. And it was a Halloween party. And I was dressed as Mickey Mouse. Deadass. Not Minnie, Mickey Mouse. And this guy was wearing, like, a dead mouse, you know, like, Dead Mouse 5, that's how it's spelled, mask. And my slosh stupid ass went up to him with, like, my fucking Roman Coke and went, "You're a mouse! I'm a mouse! Let's hang out!" And then we dated for 9 months. Drunk Lily has game. And, like, it's so funny because my friend asked me, like, a few days later, like, "Hey, did you, like, go out? Like, did you end up, like, talking to this guy in my class? Because, like, he really liked you." I was like, "Oh, yeah, the mouse guy. We've been messaging." Wait, Drunkly has a riz? Dude, I'm a Gemini. I am programmed to be social. I'm just not good at it. More girls need to approach first, so I know it's okay. I am one of those people that I have no issue approaching other people. I have no issue going up to someone and being like, "Sup?" But, like, I'm more likely to do it if I'm fucking sloshed out. It was that easy. It was that easy. He thought it was funny. He thought it was so funny, and I was like, and then my phone was dying, so he let me borrow his cell phone charger for a bit. And, we just chatted for a while about music and stuff, because I liked his mask. And then we just ended up becoming friends and started dating. He was really sweet, but he lived really far away. And not quite as, smart as my, husband. The only thing I get when I'm drunk is sadness and philosophical. Oh, I get like 10 times clumsier and mad social skills. And if my husband is in the vicinity, he's getting annihilated. At least it was a positive relationship. Yeah, it was. Like, again, he was very sweet, and I think we ended things pretty amicably. But, he lived so far away that it was really difficult for us to hang out. You're a flurry drunk. Oh, yeah, I am a tease. I've never figured out what type of drunk I am, and I'd rather keep it that way. That's also fair. When I drink, I get tired. A decent alcohol tolerance, mainly. I don't really drink anymore. Like, I wasn't drinking before because of acid reflux, but now I don't drink because of Babby. I'm a tired drunk. A lot of people just get really tired. But, like, alcohol does make you sleepy. I can't stand the taste. Hubby's the same way, believe it or not. He genuinely, if something tastes like liquor, he will not drink it. Meanwhile, for me, like, I didn't drink that often, but when I did, since I was usually hanging out with, like, my friend who was, like, the party person, like, you learn to do shots of vodka without gagging. I never enjoyed it, but it was the fastest way to get a good buzz. What you do when you go clubbing, because again, things I'm never doing again, holy shit, is like, you would drink at a friend's house before you went to the club, right? You would take a cab to the club, obviously. And you would, since the drinks at clubs are so fucking expensive, you would get drunk before you get there, right? So, you pound like 2 shots of vodka and like 1 rum and coke, and that's it, you're set for the night. Look at the no gag reflex being here. No, I have a gag reflex. You just kind of like learn how to tank vodka. I'm sad I have a gag reflex. Yeah, you pre-game. You pre-game, exactly. You get buzzed before you go out. And shots is the fastest way to do that, because it's like straight up. What the fuck is clubbing? Going out to a nightclub where it's terrible. It's terrible. You go there and you kind of have to like go drunk. Like, ask hubby, he's done it like sober and he hated it. You have to kind of go drunk and you like dance with people and chat shit and you get more drunk and it's fun and it's super loud, and then you go back home and you're like, oh god, I hated that. Clubs are not places that are designed for sober people at all things. Are you guys enjoying hearing about my normie days? Cause like, yeah, I've never been a normie, but I can fucking like blend in. Are you looking at monsters? No, I was looking at the 2D versus 3D renders. Hi, Dad! I might look at monsters at some point, though, because I want to see if the concept art of the monsters looks as good as the 3D models. I am normie passing, actually. That's a good way to call it. I love the Mon Hunt monsters, though. If you ever want Mon Hunt, let me know. It's my favorite game. Oh, dude, I would... Playing Monster Hunter with you would feel like... I'm not that good at it. I feel like you would just yeet me to the wolves and watch me go at it. Yeah, what do you play, Joel? I'd like the dual blades a lot, but, like, I tried the hammer and the comedy potential was great. Yeah, I'm a normie skinwalker. You could put me in a room full of normies and I'll adapt, but I will get bored like in 2 seconds. I used to run Mon Hunt Saturdays where I taught Mon Hunt to VTubers. I'm so rusty, dude. I could probably pick it back up really fast, though. It'll be fine. Yeah, I'm dual blades because I like slashing things and I like the speed. But the hammer has so much comedic potential, like... I fucking yeeted one of those, like, froggy monsters across a fucking screen once. I was like, oh god. I play everything except, like, dual blades and sword and shield. I like dual blades. I am a dual blade main. The insect glaive I liked, but it felt a bit complicated. I don't really main much. You seem like a very versatile gamer. I tend to stick to one-thing weapons and that's it. Still waiting for Willy Goth. But, like, once I'm done with the baby vault, I can work on Willy Goth.
I'm great sword and gunlance myself.
Dude, gunlance is really fun, though. I saw the gameplay for it and I was like, ooh, thank you. That death stare you get about talking about At Least Me Beyond, it was good. The actor was good. Yeah, no, if I start talking about movies in front of normies and talking about, like, the actual film and, like, going into, like, art mode, you get the weirdest looks from people. Because people go to the movies, normies go to the movies to turn their brains off. The weirdest fucking looks from people, I swear to God. It's so fucking funny. Started out as gunlands and I charged my gold off guns. I also have more people to show to you. Oh, good, yeah. Like, Joel just fucking grabbing me by the scruff of my hoodie and dumping me in front of people. I'll try to space it out though. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm also cool with like getting to know people and stuff though. So like, just drop me in chats. Don't want to spam collabs. Don't worry. We can space them out, but like, I still chat and I still enjoy chatting. I am social. I'm just really bad at approaching people because I get really like self-conscious. I'm like, what if they don't like me? How do you watch Sinners and not have big thoughts? How do you watch any movie and not have thoughts at all? I don't get it. Socialize pink thing. I have to get better at this shit, okay? I cannot be this bad at socializing. I'm a Gemini.
Hammers are very hilarious. Just smack monsters until they give up Lily
The
Gomao
comedy
Lily
potential
G-bonk.
with Big Bonk Hammer and Monhunt is never not gonna be funny, chat. I like that Joe is forcing you to meet people. I need to! I need to be forced to meet people because if I don't, I'm just gonna fucking be in my corner making videos. Come to anime convention and do meetups. I will probably do that after my kid is a bit older. The plan would be, if it's in Europe, I will just take them and hubby can just stay with them while I do the thing. And if it's in, like, the States, I will dump the kid with my parents and go to the con and then come back to Mexico and then leave.
I think for me, because I have the kind of ADHD where I am constantly going on 11 in terms of thoughts per second and overthinking. Talking to someone I am interested in is the most terrifying thing ever.
Oh, yeah, I'm always like, I want to talk, but I don't want to overdo it, you know? Thank you. I have a few MILFs to show with. I'm going to join the MILF circle, like, later this year. You know, socializing starts with being right. I know, like, if my kid needs to be social, I need to be social. That's why I'm trying to get better at it. Your videos are so good. I'm so glad I was able to catch on stream. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have to go soon-ish, though. It's Friday. Oh, shit. I don't think I missed my phone call, but I think they tried to, like... Fuck. 2 p.m. in Mexico's 10 p.m., right? Right now. Oh, shoot. Can you check? Because if not, I can't do therapy at 11 p.m. I'm too eepy.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Good, thank you. Yeah, I just have to, like, let my therapist know that, like, yes, I can have a session. Okay, yeah. Alright. Thanks, I'm gonna go downstairs because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get a call any minute now. But thanks so much for joining me tonight. Hope you can help me wrap up. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow for some more Warhammer time, alright? Okay, have a good one, chat. Bye, love you, bye, bye, bye!
Well, well, well. You guys again. Yeah, exactly. Now I have full ownership of the stream. Hello, hola. Hola, chat. A convertir en stream en español. Spanish stream. Wow. I've gone mad with power. Yeah, what do you want to learn? What do you want to learn, chat? No. Teaching swear words is so basic. It's like, oh, I'm gonna teach you how to say fuck in languages. No. DC Daisy? What, like the Yoshi flower? Will Lily get mad? Nah. How to count to 55? Well, you add 1 to 54. We never misplace our glasses. Ever. The fuck is Doogie? I'm almost done with the flower. I'm just missing 3 discoveries. Well, at least that's what I think. Thanks for the bits. I haven't done the DK challenge stuff. I don't get the Dr. Simi thing. I really don't. It's fine, whatever, but like... It's a meme. I get the meme, but it's like, eh. I try to avoid Dr. Simi if I can. Look, it's not for everyone, okay? Dr. Simi is not for everyone. The fuck is Dr. Dawn? It's hippie stream, yes. Apparently it's eternal. Yep, it's a hobby stream now. I mean, I guess I'm just talking before I shut down the stream. Any new lore about what? There's tons of planned. There's a lot of stuff planned for the channel, but there's no such thing as a quickie heroes game. There is no such thing. Heroes is one of those games where if you try to end the turn, it's like, okay, I'll just wait for the other player to do his turn and then I'll leave it there, and it never ends up there. It's one of those one more turn games. Yeah, it's never just one more turn. That never happens. I don't know what's my favorite game of all time. Maybe Donkey Kong Country 2, but also Heroes 3. It's really big up there. But out of Donkey Kong Country, 2 is the best. 2 is just the best. You cannot top 2. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sound like me eugenics. I also draw. Really? Original DK Country is really good, but I feel the levels got more refined in 2 and 3. Like, it's nice, but the levels still have that basic feel. And I don't mean it as a diss, but like, they're a bit more simplistic. They don't have as many gimmicks or wild shit that you get eventually. Maybe that's what you like. Yeah. If you don't like the gimmick stuff, then you might not like... You may prefer 1, for sure. Oh, I love Souls games. I played pretty much all of them. Except 2. Dark Souls 2, no. Favorite Pokemon? Ooh. Also a hard one. First of all, there's so many. I'm not sure. Probably go with Gengar, but I feel like the Poliwrath line. I don't know. Most probably Gen 1, but you know, I was dead as a kid during Gen 1 nostalgia, so those hit hard. Although Gen 3 also has a big nostalgia, but I don't know. I actually really like Final Fantasy Classic Thief, or at least the ones in Tactics. The green one, I love that design. I mean, yeah, Gen 1 might have overstayed its welcome, but I don't think it's not Gen 1's fault that they keep spamming it. Like, if the Pokemon Company could chill out, then maybe it wouldn't be as overstayed. It's iconic, but they do use it a lot. Like, it is kind of annoying that almost every Pokemon game has almost the entire Gen 1.
Say then, is this very cool?
Yeah, voice change. Oh, I could not get Lily into Age of Mythology. I know, I should try again. I don't know if she like RTS. They may be complicated, but I guess I can show them the design. Dawn of War, is that 40k? I actually have barely any experience with 40k. Oh yeah, yeah. She already played the Rabbit version, the XCOM. XCOM is fun. I do like strategy games. Like tile-based strategy is like really a really good genre. Kind of sad we don't see a lot of tactics games, but oh, remember Rise of Nations? That was the RTS where you like started in like caveman times and then just evolved until you threw nukes and shit. Yeah, I do remember Rise of Nations. Favorite type of game? I'm probably gonna say the tactics. Like I don't know the name. Like Fire Emblem tile based tactics, turn based, tile based thing. I don't know, chess like. Yeah, yeah. Look, I play the shit out of Game Boy Advance Final Fantasy Tactics. Like way too much of that shit. Yeah, yeah. Disgaea, Tactics, Fire Emblem. There's quite a bit JRPGs are like that. Some random JRPGs. I also really enjoyed Advance Wars. That was such a good game, Advance Wars. Oh yeah, there was that Neji one. And then there was a newer one. I don't know if it did any good. The one that were like, oh no, we cannot release it because Ukraine, and then they released it anyway. Dude, I remember when mobile gaming was like the new frontier. Like when you first got your mobile games, it was like, holy shit, I can play on my phone actual games and they just charge money and that's it. And you started to get some really good thing. And then eventually it was like, ah, yes, here's your Candy Crush and Clash of Clans and get fucked. Like at some point, mobile game was like, holy shit, this is like gonna be insane. But then it just became an ad hellscape. I have not, in fact, tried Triangle Strategy nor Unicorn Overlord. We have them, but should probably play them. Yeah, I heard really good stuff about Triangle Strategy. Vanillaware is cool. I generally like most of their games. Just because of art style more than anything. What are CRPGs? Like Fallout? Like computer RPG, right? Like old ass Fallout? Or like Disco Elysium? Oh, Baldur's Gate. Those are fun, but like old. I think Baldur's Gate kind of tried to bring them back. I didn't see a lot of those anymore. Well, I don't know. Depends on what you count as CRPGs. Oh, dude, Super Robot Wars. Super Robot Wars. That was a game I always wanted to play, but back in the day it was only in like Japanese. So you have to like scoff your way into playing it. But I fucking wanted to play Super Robot Wars so long. Like the way they attacked was so bombastically animated, and this was basically like an anime. So it's like, oh my god, I need to play this. I played the Type Moon version. Battle Moon Wars was called. Dude, as a Type Moon fan, I discovered Battle Moon Wars, and I was like, holy shit. Play the shit out of Battle Moon Wars. I don't know if anybody knows that stupid game. Yeah, you have to emulate it or do shenanigans. Toho had a bunch of weird games. I remember playing a Toho fighting game. It was kind of cool. They kind of tried to emulate the like weird ass bullet spam. It was fun. Yeah, that one. Immaterial and Missing Power, I think. I have to get into Dragon Quest. That's like a series of RPGs I have to get. My first video game. That's a good question.
Can shout out your fellow Mexican.
That's probably Mario. Lily's fine. Yeah, the Mario original Mario with the Duck Hunt on the original NES. I'm pretty sure it was that. Yeah, Duck Hunt with the light gun. That was quite the experience. Oh, I'm just waiting for people. I should probably just call it off. I'm just having fun chatting. I should probably just like actually stop the stream for real. Anyway, I hope you had fun and thanks for staying out to chat or whatever. And yeah, hopefully I'll just stay for more eventually. But have a nice weekend and thanks for coming. Now the end is 39. Bye.